beat who the bracket puts in front of you. And
I hate this argument, Alan.
What?
I don't want to get into this.
All right. We're not gonna get too far afield. But what
if
my
you're
question,
the best team, just win.
Well,
one team from. Oh no, not go. No, stop. This is what we can't do, Alan. This is when we get in trouble.
We are not going to get in trouble.
So
I'm going to keep you on target right now because I feel like this Aster team, this is going to be one of the most challenging series. And I know this is going to sound strange because Alliance has already competed for top 6 at a major, but this is going to be one of the toughest series I think Alliance has faced all year.
I can see that. Luckily, it's the upper the upper semis,
yeah, they
right?
have
So you
an
got
extra
another
life.
shot.
Absolutely.
And I would say that so far it does feel like Boom is kind of the odd one out of these top 3 that we effectively all predicted coming into the tournament. Aster, Alliance, and Gambit.
Aster still looks smart. It's still.
You've been on the
they
Aster
haven't
I've been as well. If
yeah.
you think about it, the way these games played out, you can see that Aster, they didn't struggle with anyone.
No.
Gambit won versus Alliance fairly easily. Well, not fairly easily, but 2-0'd them. And I don't know. Now you see Gambit versus Boom 2-1, while Aster just breezed past them. So you know.
It's hard to find fault with it. I mean, Aster are the only team here that haven't dropped a map, right? They are 4-0 at this tournament. At the same time, I look at this Aster roster. The one big question that you ask is Chuan in the mid lane, and so far that's looked really good. The other question, though, is Bobuka, because since we saw Bobuka burst on the scene in the 4 position a few years ago, he hasn't necessarily shown himself consistent.
Kyle forever, so you pretty much know you're gonna get a bad matchup here and there, and you had to struggle and learn all these.
We did leave him on an island quite often. That was rough, but
Yes, we did.
We needed to help out our safe laner more than usual.
All right, Kyle. All right, down boy.
Right. So the draft has started. Ancient Apparition, the highest win rate, highest pick rate, I believe, still.
9-2 in the tournament, and looking just absolutely dominant in a lot of these games.
And if I'm Alliance, what do I ban right now? Do I just go with the standard bans, your Bat Riders, your Nyx Assassins, Timbersaw? Yeah, it's just the normal standard bans. You can't really stray too far away from them.
I agree. I think as Alliance, your hero pool is probably a little bit deeper still. I mean, this Aster roster has still not had quite as many games together this season as you have, and I don't want to get too cute early in the draft. That said, Alliance's hero variety has been one of their big strengths, even as the execution hasn't necessarily always been there for them in this event.
Are they first picking Medusa? That's my question.
If they leave it on the pool.
I mean, it's a best of 3. You can lose this first game, but if you first pick it and you win with it, it's a huge statement, and it's a feels good man right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because a lot of people speculated when they first picked the Medusa last night. They were already a game up. They were playing against an opponent they were heavily favored against. Was that kind of a meme pick?
If you saw what Gambit did with Ricky first phase pick, if you believe a lot in a hero and you're comfortable on it, you can first phase it. If you win, you pretty much have guaranteed a free ban in the next game, or you're messing with the enemy's mentality so hard that it's gonna completely change their drafting. So let's see, they ban out the Mars.
There's a lot of strong heroes left in the pool from what we've seen so far. The Chen is going to be left in the pool that we saw dominate in the last series.
Chen, Nyx Assassin.
Clockwork and Nyx are both still there.
I think we should give a little more credit to Alliance as well. We're talking about like these upstart underdogs. They've won just as many majors as Arteezy.
All right, Kyle. Debated.
Wait, Alliance has won TI as well.
Not these Alliance. I don't buy into the team titles. Okay.
The Darkseer ban is the one of the first 6 that's really surprising.
Yeah, especially when you think about the heroes that are still left in the pool, such as Oracle as well, that can just mess with your Iron Shell and completely make you useless. But Nyx Assassin is something that I actually expected instead of that Darkseer.
Extra bans. It's so easy to define that draft. It's like playing poker where you're trying to narrow down the range of the opponent's hands.
Oh,
The
God.
Nyx Assassin limits the other team's available pool.
Really? Because I thought it was sort of like when we did those logarithmic equations. and
Oh
plot out-
God, Kyle, please.
Yeah, I don't even know what any of that means.
I know you don't. You're looking at me like a broke back.
We'll say thing about the Nyx Assassins, a little weaker to heroes like TA. There's the Fade Rubik. I love to see that. Never got a problem.
If you scale them back to the same base, you can easily solve them, by the way. But let's see if Alliance
You
is
really
gonna do
took
it.
that up. I love it. Lizard taught math, folks. He knows his stuff.
Right, Rubik.
The one thing I really loved about Fade on Rubik so far is that he's played Rubik without much in the way of resources. They don't necessarily put a whole lot of farm on him on that hero.
I
A lot
love
of the
Rubik
farm
as well
still goes to
versus
Bo3.
Nyx Assassin. I love it, right? It's one of those heroes that whatever you pretty much steal versus Nyx, it's great. Carapace, great. Mana Burn, awesome. Impale, amazing. So it's a good first pick for them. We haven't seen a lot of Rubik today or yesterday on position 4. I think it's a good pick. What I'm worried for Aster, that is his Alliance, they have this clear opening for Medusa now as well, considering Nyx Assassin has been picked up. Ooh.
All right. Wow.
That has not necessarily been an
One of the
Aster
few
special.
heroes that can ignore the Carapace while stunning and dealing damage.
Yeah.
And
This is their first Pangolier game in the last 2 patches.
perfect example of the versatility of this squad. And this is something OG likes to first to as well. I'm surprised more teams don't pick up on it because it can be played everywhere from 2 to 3 to 4.
I think it's so personnel a lot of the things that people say about OG are so personnel specific though, because they do have the players,
players
that
in the
can.
world.
Well, they have players that are so confident on that hero in multiple lanes. And that, I mean, you just knew.
I mean, it's the 10th pick.
The minute they took
Yeah.
the Nyx off the board too, right?
Nyx, and then instantly into a Medusa 10th pick. Now you protect her with a couple of bans. You ban out the PL and something else.
Do we really like that? Do you want to go
Yes.
up against Aster with 3 heroes remaining and say, yeah, Medusa's are win condition,
Yeah,
Eco Baby's
I
playing?
think-
The man has Medusa tattooed on his neck.
Okay, fine. You know what?
What do
you
you
put
want,
it like
Kyle?
that. All right, fine. I withdraw my objection. Alliance. I love it. Let's get the puppies in. What? Forehead?
They're gonna take the other big is void, and they're gonna take that out of the pool.
He is rocking a turtleneck. That is beast mode. And if that doesn't make you respect your coach, nothing will.
I consulted on his wardrobe. That's the professor look right there.
Hell yeah. Man, they
I
are-
do. I actually really like that Bloodseeker band because Alliance are one of the few teams that I've seen run the Bloodseeker mid recently, and just
It's
look
also very
amazing.
good versus Pangolier. It's one of
True.
the last remaining counters
Also
that work really well against him.
buff a Medusa, and suddenly
Oh, yeah.
she's
Oh,
healing
God.
and dealing bonus spread damage. It's unbelievable.
Maybe you're thinking about Slark. Maybe, but hey, Aster, they can just take the Gambit's solution to Medusa and try to play an Arc Warden. That's also in. And Nyx Assassin, not only is he good versus Medusa, so when you have it, it's great, right?
Yep.
He's so great versus heroes such as OD as well. So you don't have some of these heroes that you can pick up usually. You don't have that option. So Lion's gonna ban now. Let's see.
I thought your PL suggestion from earlier was pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, the TA is perfectly reasonable as well.
It's
one of
about
those
the
that-
map control.
It's mid lane as well.
Sure, but I
You
think
crush Medusa mid lane.
it's more about taking the towers. If you can take Medusa's mid tower by 10-12 minutes and start denying the jungle with
Yeah.
trap spam, that's far more formidable than, oh, well, it's a good matchup. Oh, I'm just
Yeah, but
gonna kill him in the
that's
late game,
something that
whatever.
you can do because you've also made that Medusa into a creep in the first 5 minutes, right? So, Queen of Pain banned out by Aster.
Maybe thinking about a Razor pick here in the second phase.
Oh, what about the Warden? Forgot about the Arc Warden.
Yeah.
That is, we saw that absolutely dumpster.
We don't
Medusa.
know though. We don't know whether Chuan plays it. That's the problem. We
Sure.
don't know if that's in his in his hero pool.
There's another hero I'm surprised that fell out of favor. Venge, you've got a BKB piercing interrupts, you've got swap save, you've got stuns, your aura is excellent, plus the minus armor, which also, playing it as a core feels nice, but even as a 5, I've always loved heroes like Venge, Shadow Demon. They give you a bonus stack every time you go into
Just
the
to
jungle.
clean that up, by the way, guys, to look at the stats, they do have 2 Arc Warden games this patch in the hands of Chuan, but both are losses.
I think when you pick up this Vengeful, Arc Warden is definitely an option because of the aura as well. It helps you out. It helps you out versus the Medusa too, but the minus armor, let's see what they go for. They could just go for the minus armor with their last 2 picks as well, and
You just keep it simple and pick a Lich or a Disruptor here.
You could.
I think it's. I think
Disruptor
the,
probably not because of the Vengeful. It is an option. It definitely is, but
I think you just pick your 5. It gives away very little information.
they go
Yeah,
with
there's
it. All right.
Disruptor.
Yeah.
Disruptor Nyx is one of those relatively weaker laning phase comps, but I remember having talking about
had a
you way
feeling.
back ESL Hamburg 2 years ago, Alan, about why this support duo was so strong,
Yeah,
because
I
it
remember that.
represents extra kills every minute or 2 of a passive game. Where Rubik Venge, sure, you're not bad heroes by any means, but if Alliance acquire map control, you will find kills.
Yeah, but
that
you're
will
playing
give
with
you
the,
map control.
but you're playing with the Medusa. Can
Yes,
you really
sure.
expect to get map control? That's the question.
And
you should
it's
be,
funny. I remember that conversation, and my rejoinder was exactly what you're saying right now.
You should be defensive. You should be like, if you remember yesterday, they would put 4 observer wards on the map just to protect the Medusa farming for 20 minutes, and then they come online.
But that's one of the big question marks still to be checked by the Team Aster box. They don't have a real great vision solution, and I feel you really want a vision hero against a Medusa to be able to set up those kills that are so important as she goes into the mid game.
You need your win condition. If you're Aster right now, you need your win condition as your last hero.
Do you have to just default to going all in on something like an Anti-Mage?
I don't think you guys are not giving the draft enough credit. They have plenty of tools to deal with the Medusa at the moment, or at least multiple sources of damage reduction, very effective against the hero, because it's mega effective against split shot.
They have plenty of tools
lanes
until
and
she gets 3 items. But what do you do when she gets 3 items?
Well, don't let her get 4 items.
Okay.
I mean, this is like, okay.
Fair enough. I understand what you're saying, Kyle. I'm not dismissing your point.
It sounds like
I'm dismissing it. Don't let Medusa get 3 items. Like, what are you talking about? Every single game, the same thing happens. You let her farm somehow. They make enough space for her, and then you lose. That 1/4 item is usually the rapier, and once he gets that, you're done.
Sure, I'll give you that, but I think you guys underestimate that literally all of these heroes have some way of mitigating, reducing, or avoiding the Medusa damage, and Pangolier is still insane in this game. There is no answer to the team fight this hero is going to provide. Plus, you're going to be able to swap people in and out of the Disruptor comp, to your point. Like, I don't like Disruptor at all here against Avenge. You're not actually going to be able to provide reliable lockdown. And the Ags is no longer a win condition either. So it's just, hey, if you can deal with Ardusa, you're going to win this game. And they have overall last pick to do just that.
So what about PL then for Aster? That's kind of the little safer than Anti-Mage, and it's in S-C's pool.
It's not really the best pick right now anymore. Centaur is pretty good overall in the laning stage. It's natural Crimson Guard builder as well. That would be pretty cool versus him.
I could see a Lycan.
But it's possible. Lycan would be actually. I wouldn't mind that.
His 3 most picked are Morphling, Troll, and Gyro. I don't
Troll's
think
also quite nice.
Yeah,
Troll's actually
Troll
incredible.
seems to be reasonable.
If you manage to play tempo and have.
Oh yeah, this is not a battle
fast-paced,
fury Troll.
If you get, what do you think, Diffusal?
Yeah, a Diffusal, Crystallis, BKB in some order. Maybe a Sannyasha if you wanted a point, but the Diffusal is just nuts.
Meanwhile, you do need a hero for Limp to play against the Razor. The Queen of Pain is out of the pool. So what's your other big mobility hero? Are you going to try to pick
Puck's
a
not
Lina
bad here.
or Puck or maybe Void?
They banned the DK. This to me is a Puck or a Storm coming out, but because it's Limp,
You want
I
to
like
play
Puck.
Storm against Razor?
No, but I want him to pick Puck, and I think that this DK ban sets up for one or the other. The Storm is better for the late game, sure, but it's Limp. Limp's Puck,
I think Puck
is good.
Is the pick.
It is. There's no really other way for me to
Yeah,
phrase
they
it.
go with the Puck.
I am known as
Definitely hero.
Alright.
He's super comfortable.
And let's talk about it then for Aster. I think the Limp Puck makes a lot of sense, but I think for the Aster, they do need their win condition hero. Kyle.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying about the potential of the Pangolin and the Razor, but I think you need something like a PL or an AM that you can play behind.
AM's possibility, but I think it's a little slow. I would much prefer a troll.
Trolls, okay.
Other alternative is, again, still the Arc Warden. I know Arc Warden does fare very well against Puck in the mid lane. I think it could be very effective here. It's just kind of depends on the direction they want to go. I like this, though, because a lot of times, do we really get the chance to have discussion about a variety of different picks you could overall 22? No,
Well,
Aster have left themselves open for a multitude of options based
that's
on what they prefer.
that's a function of these are two teams that a lot of people expect to see in the grand finals. There's a reason for that.
Not only that, it's something that you really have to give to Razor. It's one of those heroes that leaves your draft open. They go with the Arc Warden that we mentioned earlier in the draft as well as an answer to a Medusa. The thing is, Arc Warden is really good versus her in the laning stage. She's not going to get that lane.
Yeah.
The question is...
You trust me, this matchup versus Puck can go either way, but Arc Warden can dominate it, especially if he gets a little bit of help, which in the early game, his support should be able to provide more of.
With the rotation of Nyx Assassin or two, Puck can also dominate that matchup really well.
I'm not buying it. I think that the Arc Warden style that he's going to employ with all these Wraith bands picked up, he's going to be able to fight with Clone early on. They're going to kill towers. They're going to take map control. It's going to be tough for Alliance to sort of maintain equilibrium to get their Deuce online.
I believe
Limp, it's all on Limp. Limp has to end this game with less than 2 deaths.
Our analysts are all about the mid lane as Limp is going to face off against the Malaysian newcomer Chuan on the Arc Warden, and that is going to affect the chances of this game big time. Here to tell you all about the action are Toby One and Winner.
That's right, we're here to do our last winners bracket semi-final, Aster versus Alliance. Our last best of 3 to see who will advance forward to the winners bracket final and who has to play Elimination Dota directly after this game. Winter, how do you like it? An Arc Warden last pickup. We get to have Puck. I know you've been talking about it both during this draft and also yesterday. Like, this is something you wanted to potentially see.
Yeah, I think the hero is a bit undervalued right now. Sure, he's been hit by so many nerfs, but there's still a right situation to pick the hero. But for Aster, I kind of like the Arc Warden matchup against the Medusa. But my primary concern is, are they willing to swap the lanes so that Arc Warden lanes against Puck and Razor lanes against Centaur? I'm not sure if they have that flexibility to swap the lanes. Yeah, sure. SCCC used to be a mid player, but is the team willing to do it right now?
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of the synergy. Like when you got like Rubik as well as Razor, even just them together in the safe lane, like you can grab that off later and make his life a living hell.
Centaur is gonna cry.
Well, then maybe look at the other way, like towards Alliance. Like, how do they deal with it? So they move their lanes around as well and switch things up.
But they can't really move.
They're running Limp to the mid. It's Centaur to the office for 33, and it's safe lane Nico. So
yeah, they're not gonna change their lanes, and because of that, if Aster is able to scout this out, they can actually have very good matchups for them. Look at the Arc Warden's items. He's going mid. He has a Fairy Fire Circlet. And the Razor has side lane items. Triple Brunch, Tangles, and a Salve.
Serenity. Why is that guy like...
You know what's lacking
He's half
there?
fallen down, but he's got no damage from his fall.
You know what is lacking there?
What's lacking?
Some
Fish.
koi fish.
Some koi fish. Some koi fish floating in the pond. Valve, we would like to have a change, please. But also like to have a team fight. Hanskin already starting it off. A lot of damage. Oh, he misses the impale. Hanskin body blocked up by Baboka. And he's got no way to get away. 33 also trying to do the run. The slows, a secondary stun. All that stolen damage still in the hands of Razor. And 33 back to the tier 1 tower. He's going to avoid the Spark Wraith and be able to do so. But now...
Who got the kill? Who got the kill?
The kill went to Chuan?
Yep, the Razor got the kill.
Does it feel weird actually calling him Chuan? Like, am I the only person that thinks like it's like is it just a tribute?
No.
No.
That's his actual real name.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I just remember the original Chuan.
Dude, many people have the same name. It's a common name.
It's a Chuan is a common name.
Okay, it's a common common name among Chinese people.
Okay. Okay. Even though Chuan was Malaysian.
Malaysian, Chinese, fine. Malaysian, whatever. You're trying to tilt me.
No, I would never do that, Winter. I want you totally focused and standing upright with your koi fish to balance you out.
I would prefer beta fish, but that's fine too.
What's the difference between a beta fish and a koi fish?
I just like betas more, and koi fish are very expensive.
It's
I want to have many fishes.
It's the affordable fish. Got it. It's the,
Okay,
it's the support fish.
Arc Warden did not get the last hit on the first blood.
No, he did it. That's why I said, like,
Good news.
it went to the Razor instead. If you want to call that good news.
Half, okay, fine. Half good news.
Actually, will it be potentially 3 runes as well? Well, Fada was able to grab the bottom one, but now Baboka moving his way over, able to connect on the stun, and once again, more stolen damage, and he's got 2 tangos and a headdress, so I suppose he can stand in the lane for now. And Centaur TPs to the bottom lane, and it feels like Aster got exactly the lane matchups they wanted.
So on paper, they should win mid. They will win bot. Top should be, I guess, pretty comfortable for the Pango as well because he's laning against a Medusa. I think they'll be really happy with this setup at the moment. And I think the bot lane, the Nyx probably has to go drag the creep wave. I don't think they can play the lane head on. He has to drag the creep wave and force the Razor to last hit on the tower, so at least use the creep equilibrium to their advantage.
I like how Fade and Fada just want to tip each other at the top lane just from the very beginning. It's like, hey guys.
No, that's not going to work if they're muted.
That's,
Well, you never know.
crap, next level. And SECC is not having the greatest time against Limp so far. 6-3 versus 2-0 after the first waves.
I mean, he used like, I think he used a lot of his mana, like 3. He cast the Spark Wave 3 times at the bottom fight. So maybe that's like part of the factor. And on top of things, he hasn't played mid for quite some time.
Should remember, it's just like riding a bike down on bottom lane. Hanskin able to get a good stun off, but Razor stealing all that damage. At least 33 is able just to bully them back, and Chuan can use the damage just to ensure some last hits apart from that range creep, but no one saw that.
You saw that.
I did see that. Thank you, Accurate Winter.
We are a team. We're here to help each other.
Oh, are we?
Oh, now we are not? Okay. So I'm gonna try to throw you under the bus.
Uh-huh. Give it your best shot, you'll probably succeed. Alright.
So far, top lane is, I think both sides are quite contented with what they got for their cores, the Dusa and the Pango. You'd probably be more happy on the Pango, because you're the one that wants some quick levels and you're going to be rotating around to help the team. Medusa is just going to farm, like, regardless of having a good lane or a bad lane, you're going to be farming as a Medusa, you know?
Wow, they're actually going to wall up XSS. He's already used his swashbuckle. Difficult to get away. Nico, baby, trying to stay on top, but that's the reason why he got Fade. Just to telekinesis throw back one of the heroes. So there's space for salving. This creep wave is so messed up on bottom lane. It's always behind the tower, around the corner.
This is perfect for the Centaur. If the wave is not chaotic, he's not going to be able to get creeps against the Razor. This is what they want. It's like a very good play by Hanskin, ruining everything. Like the Razor is like feeling so uncomfortable having to last hit behind the tower or under the tower.
Man, they're really just going. XSS and Fade do not want to give up on this. Like, you Fade bolt, you keep the disarm going over on Disruptor, and then the wall comes up, so Fada at least has some kind of save. But Nico's got no real mana. He's got 4 1 charges available. They're going to line themselves up, and now Nico, baby, goes down to XSS.
Yeah, and look at what they're doing at bot lane. It's really, really good, because the creep wave was at the
They
tower.
got another one. Fada's dead too.
That?
Now we can look back down to bottom lane.
Yep, because the creep wave was under the tower. I was just wanting to highlight what the Centaur plus the Nyx were doing. So they were zoning the Razor out, so he couldn't get the experience under the tower. He missed one whole wave of creep.
Stick. Oh, Baboka. Too heavily chain stun. Couldn't get the 9 stick charges off.
Oh, this lane is actually going very, very well for the Centaur and the Nyx.
It feels like Baboka's actually still doing the right thing. Like, he loses his life, so he has his spirit that can then pull the wave off the tower and then back in range of the Razor, just to make sure that his core is going to be fine. That's why he made the initial move and got killed in the first place.
Die for your carry?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's gonna come back to the lane now, preparing to contest the bounty runes in 25 seconds.
Didn't actually realize Limp is actually a half level in front of SCCC as well.
28 to 16. Okay, maybe this matchup. I don't know. Okay, I don't know the matchup.
Yeah, well, it's the matchup. It's the puck that's after he's been nerfed, but it's also Limp playing this in SCCC, as you said. Like, how comfortable is he in this role currently?
There are certain basic stuff about the lane you probably wouldn't lose even if you didn't play a long time. Nico, baby.
Trouble again. Around the 5-minute runes, you had Far to move over, and nice body blocking XSS trying to keep the tree line cut up, and Nico baby, well, he's got one charge that's available. Far's going to put the wall up, but Fade, as well as XSS, they just stay at the back of it, cop a little bit of damage. Care Courier.
Mid lane as well. Nyx is planning to rotate around. They have Dream Coil on Limp.
Yeah, but the Observer's down from both sides.
Yeah, this is perfect from Boboka. Like, what he's doing is, the moment he sees the Nyx go missing, he's just trying to be that human ward or to run around and make sure that they see him so Arc Warden feels safe. And Hanskin doing just what he has been doing for the past 6 minutes.
They're going again on Nico. He's just never got any mana. Like, Fada will come in, a level 2 Thunderstrike, but Nico baby, man goes up, so he's got a little bit more shields, realizes he needs this. Because XSS will have a lot of damage himself, while Hanskin will die on bottom lane to Boboka. Nico still so low, Swashbuckle is up, he's going to connect and get the kill. Support TPing in, Puck looking for a rebuttal with level 6 on Limp. They get the Dream Core control, and XSS will go down.
Oh, that was really, really good play there by the Pangolier. Pressuring the Medusa so much, and he doesn't even have enough levels and items to go to the jungle even if he wants to. He has to come back to the lane and farm here, and bot lane, Centaur.
Boboka's already used his stun, begins the TP out, and the stolen
okay.
damage is not enough to kill 33. And Nico baby, okay, I don't know if this was part of the plan. Like, Nico baby just TP'd towards the mid after Limp walked from the top lane to the mid. I suppose it's, okay, it's a bottle refill.
I mean, this is the weakness of having a Medusa on the side lane though. You get bullied very easily. That's why a lot of teams, when they draft the hero, they like to put the hero in mid lane because it's harder to bully him out of the lane. And on the second benefit of having him in the mid lane, it's very near for him to move to the jungle to farm, which is what you want to do. You push out with Mrs. Snake, move to the jungle, and just keep rinse repeat.
But now that big advantage the Puck was able to achieve, like, yeah, you moved towards the top lane, you found a kill, but I see him farming jungle, and I'm also seeing Arc Warden now only 100 net worth behind.
He's doing what he's supposed to do. Right now, he has to try to use his spells to get to create pressure. Even if he's not killing anyone, he wants to force rotations to a specific area on the map away from the Medusa. So he's going to go behind the Pangolier. There's a glimpse on XXS.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Not
attack.
sure if they have enough damage to get him.
Up on bottom lane, Stampede is out. Next Assassin, Spy Carapace by a little bit more space for Hanskin, but Boboka staying with him.
I guess Centaur did survive, so that's still alright for Alliance, losing the support towards that rotation. Puck, where is he going?
33. Fate doesn't have telekinesis, but Vengeful Spirit's just in the neighborhood. I'll throw down the Spark Wraith, so first attack. He can get the pick up now and throw him back into that Spark Wraith if he wants to. No, he's just out of range still, but it doesn't matter. 33. They have more than enough damage. Even Chorn from down on the low ground gives the extra plasma field hit, so SCCC can claim his first kill of the game.
Yeah, that was really good to realize that he actually needed to be with his team for them to secure the kill. Like, some of the mid players would be like, if it's not a guaranteed kill, they don't really want to move over to try and do something, you know. They only want to do it if it's 100% guaranteed or at least higher percentile move. And so, gets them a big kill there on Centaur. He's been very, very annoying in the bottom lane for the Razor to deal with.
I don't know if Boboka really wants to be here. He's putting down a sentry wood so he can, like, block up some of the camps so Nico can't get the farm.
I mean, sure, he doesn't really want to be here, but I think he needs to be trying to set up some aggressive vision.
Did he actually scout? Did they actually see him drop that sentry?
Not very sure.
It would have been very difficult to see it.
Yeah, because at the moment, he's just trying to slow the Medusa down, either by blocking his camp. I think this is a really, really good move, because it's going to annoy the Medusa a lot. He can't really go back to the lanes because he's being pressured a lot, and the only space he can farm is the jungle here, since he doesn't really have enough to farm the Ancients yet. This is going to annoy him a lot, and Bounty Rate is going to come up in 30 seconds. So we'll see which side does Aster contest here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
There's your glimpse.
Glimpse.
And it's just trying to pull the Pango away from him. Fada begins his TP out. Vengeful Spirit needs to get in
good
range
TP.
of the magic missile,
Really,
but
really
it's
good
too far
TP.
out.
Very good TP there by Fata. And so Centaur's going to stack up the Ancients. Seems like Radiant is going to get 3 bounty runes at least. So big win there for them.
Other big win, the fact that 10 camps didn't spawn up for Nico. He's pinging out and saying like, okay, well, now I know there's a ward there. Oh, Puck's able to actually steal the Invis rune. Nothing like a good action rune for some bottle charges.
So they have to try to make action happen somewhere. Fata's level 6.
Borka. I like this. He knows he can be potentially just glimpsed away, so he turns around to try and look for the fight, but it'll still end up going down. Glimpse. Now it's going to fly in. Quick stun over towards Fada. Actually pulling out of it in the Dream Coil. Pangolier really caught out this these 2 heroes from Aster trying to invade into the dire jungle.
They don't have enough heroes here. They needed the Razor to come. But at the same time, props to Alliance for defending their area here. Because if you can't push the towers below, you want to go back and defend the area that the Medusa is farming. So he has safety to farm around his teammates.
They're going to the mid. With a smoke maneuver, Rubik and Razor, they are coming this time around to invade. And Fada, well, he's going to break the smoke, puts down the wall, doesn't have the storm, however. So Fada will lose his life quickly after giving 71 bonus
that's
damage.
Great play by Fada. He realizes there's no one on the map, so he's standing at a position either if the smoke comes from the left or the right, he'll break it, and he's totally okay dying. And now Medusa moves all the way top to try and push out the waves. He's happy with what happened here. Enemy wasted time with the smoke, and they only got a position 5 support. This is like really, really good play.
But you still lose the tier 1 tower. That one dire observer ward they placed down didn't see the second sentry ward that was planted.
Yep, and look at what's happening right now. The ward around the top side of the jungle sees a trend, and he sees one more hero rotating top. So immediately Nico Baby TPs to the middle lane, pushes out the wave, goes to the jungle, and continues scaling. And they manage to get a pick off here again. Bobocam wants to get vision down in the area. You realize the game is all about hunting the Medusa for the Radiant team. Whatever they're doing is all trying to make sure that Medusa gets slowed down. You steal his camp, you block his neutrals, you chase him away. But whatever they did so far, Medusa is still doing a good job at running around dodging them because of the good vision that Dire team has right now.
So if you're trying to keep Medusa down, like who's the one you're trying to buff up in the meantime? Like you're trying to keep her down so what, SCCC is able to get more space?
Yep.
Is he meant to be the really big player here, or is it meant to be the Razor?
He is going to be the big player. The Razor is going to be the supporting cast. Not to say Razor cannot be the big hero. We saw in the earlier series, even though Razor was like the supporting core, he was able to carry the game as well, become a really strong force later into the game.
But it's the synergy you're looking for, right? Like Razor can actually tank and be the front liner.
Yep.
So SDCC isn't threatened in the back.
Space maker, utility, you name it. He's just the team player.
Alliance are coming.
Dude.
But so are Aster. Everyone's smoking. Limp's giving the first one to be detected. They're putting down the Spark Rays, but Disruptor going to get a really great field as well as Storm down, combining it with Dream Coil. No way for Rubik to escape. Vengeful Spirit will wait it out.
Glimpse.
SDCC, that's a very, very long glimpse. A long way back. He'll get the bubble down as well as the clone creation. Creating more space. It's a good hit. At least getting a lot of disarms from the Swashbuckle. Vengeful Spirit will lose his life as Puck had to hunt him on the back lines, and Razor really being put to the test, putting that storm damage out, but he doesn't have enough life to survive. Only now you get the Rolling Thunder going to work from Pango. And 33 is having a hard time dodging it, but dodge it he shall. 3 heroes lost. There goes 33, finally going down to SCCC.
Man, Fata is like literally the man of the moment in the last couple of minutes for his team. You don't realize both teams, they were actually replicating the same move. They're doing the same things. They're moving to the same area. Alliance understand that Nico Baby he wants to farm around this area because he's been moving from top to bottom. And here we see again the fight. The good static storm. I think this is already the storm was over. Yeah, the storm was over. It all started with a good static storm from Fada. He was standing on the high ground. They ran up, smoke broke. He silenced I think 3 heroes at least.
Yep. And then it was just Alliance standing their ground.
This is just a really, really good example of like top tier support play. Space, you know, Toby?
Yes.
If you're a carry, this is the space you want.
And you get stronger and stronger with Alliance. It feels like Alliance have so many great ways of either reducing the distance as well between themselves and Aster, or just like keeping Aster on top of them. It's meant to be the other way. I say it's meant to be the other way around with the split push that can come from an Arc Warden, but you went Treads, Maelstrom, 3 Wraith Bands. Like, this is a fighting Arc Warden. This isn't a split push kind of game. They have to be ready for combat.
But it's going to be a long game, I think. It's an Arc Warden against some Medusa. Unless someone does like a really, really big mistake that results in a team wide in front of your base, and yeah, of course the game will end. But if everyone is playing cautiously, and you know, it won't be so easy to get such a breakthrough until the later portions of the game. Even though Arc Warden is a good core-to-core matchup, in my opinion, against the Medusa, but they do have, I think, really good answers towards the Arc Warden. Arc Warden is a hero that's very weak. He's like Sniper, he's weak against face rush, like a Centaur Stampede or Puck jumping right in front of your face and coiling you. So they do have the tools to deal with the Arc Warden. I mean, and the Spike Carapace is also very annoying for him because you'll be casting the race around the battlefield and you just get stunned all of a sudden if you're not careful. That's why, going back to your point, I think the Razor might also need to be a strong force going. He can't just like think about, I am playing for the Arc Warden, so I'm not trying to scale as much.
So he's going Yules and BKB as his item choice, so yeah, he can stand on the front lines. He'll get his damage from somebody else.
But with the Ventura, he has a lot of potential of doing a lot in the team fights. Maybe with a Satanic somewhere down the future.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
When you look at the map right now, so Nico maybe is getting a lot of he's farming the left jungle, he's farming the ancients, he's moving left to right. And you look at the vision. Well,
this is a ballsy D1. He'll get it off.
Got the wall. Mission accomplished.
I like how Fada also tries to control him with the Storm. And glimpse him back over again, Baboka. And they're committing heavily towards this. There's a Dream Call out, so Rubik will stand, but he also steals the Dream Call, and thanks to the ball, Baboka was actually protected. Now the Stampede. Alliance looking to disengage once again, and they are able to do so. But there's a stolen Dream Call in the hands of that Rubik.
But not sure if they want to use it anytime soon though. Pango has no ulti. They're not sure if they can force a fight, but we'll see. Maybe they feel that with the stolen Dream Call, they're actually still strong enough to take a
Pango feels pretty tanky. Like, he's got both Vlads as well as a completed Hood of Defiance over on him. You got Yule stuff up and running.
So he went for the team items this game.
You've got a Manta style on the do, so that's the other way around. And no Stampede for 75 seconds. No Crimson Guard Centaur in place either. So they're trying to add some pressure to the tier 2 tower instead. And backlines fade. He's silenced. Maybe he doesn't get the Dream Call off after all. Turns around. Now he can actually get it. It caught out Nick's Assassin as well as the Centaur. The Rubik dies instantly after being glimpsed back into the fight. The bubbles are down. Hanskin and Nico, they walk into it. Razor gets some extra distance, but that leaves XSS kind of stranded by himself. He can swashbuckle up the hill right now. Kill off the creep wave that was following him. But it won't stop Blim from keeping the chase. Once again, the Dream Call comes out. XSS will lose his life.
Really good play by the Nyx and the Disruptor there. Both the supports there, turning the fight around. I think it was a bit overzealous by the Rubik trying to initiate because they didn't have the roll, like I mentioned. Sure, you have the coil, but sometimes that's a trap, you know. You think you're strong, but your teammates don't have their spells ready, so they are not strong. So despite having the coil, they didn't have any follow-up after that, so they couldn't really take the fight.
Radiant structures.
A little bit too over-eager there by Aster. I guess that's the Nico baby factor for you. Nobody wants to go late game against him.
No, not against this Dusa. Saw it last night, don't want to see it again, but I'm also seeing SACC getting stronger and stronger.
Arc Warden is really good against Medusa. I think that's one of the... I mean, apart from Anti-Mage, I think he's one of the better heroes against Medusa with the bubble. If you want to go late game against Medusa, that's probably one of your better bets.
Is there a specific itemization too you want to do against the Dusa? Or is it just like kind of on counter?
Arc Warden?
Yeah, on Arc Warden. Like, because he's at least got the Mjolnir right now, so there's like that mix. The Crimson Guard won't be as much of a protection, but Hurricane Pike, Mjolnir, then like what, MKB, expecting more Butterfly, or?
It might just be the normal items. I don't see any like other special items that he needs against Medusa. It's just going to be all the carry items. Maybe Butterfly, Skadi, no Skadi, but...
So it's just really the survive straight right click kind of combo.
He might need the Hurricane Pike to disengage against the Centaur.
Man, that's a really good Radiant Observer Watch, just out of range of the Dire Sentry.
I mean, because you think about it, all he needs to do is just survive. Because the Razor, if he gets the link on the Medusa, the Medusa won't be able to fight the Arc Warden.
Because then, yeah, no damage.
So if Arc Warden can stand the front line, tank, and, you know, draw out the spells, that'll be great for Radiant.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Scanning.
Good scan. They're trying to sentry to get a little bit of information. There's no Observer One on the hillside.
Yep, it's gonna be the dance for the Roshan fairly soon.
They actually put this Radiant Obs like almost at the Dire base on the northern side. Like it's so
damn.
far away from anyone that's going to try and deward it.
That is not useful now, but it will be useful if they actually get the Roshan and they push the top tier 2 tower. Then it will be useful. But right now, there's a smoke coming in from Aster. Once again, they are going to regain control of the bottom side of the map. They have a wall at top, they don't see anyone heading top, so they know Dire team is the bottom lanes, hoping to catch Nico Baby, but Nico Baby is not here.
Limp just used his Rift as well as his Orb. So they'll find him in the tree lines, a quick little phase shift. Now Orb's going to come back off cooldown, but very quick control.
Wow, they actually got him, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't expect that to happen. A bit too careless there.
You want to nuke the wave and just get the hell out of there.
Yeah, he took a little too long. Like sometimes you're pumped and you feel like, oh, there's no way they get me. He got lifted by the Rubik. So the dance for the Roshan is still not happening yet. Medusa has finished his 4-staff, Manta style going into the Hurricane Pike. So both of the carries having the similar kinds of progression in terms of their items. But the key one I feel right now is going to be all the team items that both sides are trying to get. Because I feel if the fight breaks out, whoever side outlives and outlasts the other side is going to win the fight. So if you can't kill when you initiate, you're going to lose the fight. That is going to make fights hard to come by because everyone is going to be very careful. So Roshan is the only thing that will force you to fight.
Well, Nico would like to wait a little longer before the fights begin. There's a rapier to build.
Okay.
This is the special.
Why am I not surprised?
Because it's a constant thing for him. But other new items start to arrive, so a full pipe completed over on the Pangolier.
Hellbolt is going to help them a lot. So they're going to build double Hellbolts on the Razor and the Pangolier. But it will take them probably around another 5-10 minutes to get those.
That's as long as the rapier would take. And it's not like Medusa's going to be able to attack during that time either.
That's actually a very, very good selection there. It's going to completely make this Medusa useless in the fights. She's going to rely on her team to protect her. Keep those two Heaven Hellbolts away from her.
Yeah.
But earlier in the panel mentioned as well, because having bench means that you can actually draw the Medusa into a really bad position so that you can actually isolate and kill her. So the Medusa in this game doesn't really feel like she's that invincible and you can't really kill her.
Has Baboka DC? No, okay, he literally stopped walking for 10 seconds while being attacked by a neutral camp.
You know why that happens a lot to support players? Because you're looking at the mini-map or you're talking to other players in the game.
Are you saying people are observant when they're support players? I don't like this.
You get the point, Toby. I thought you said we are a team.
That's right. We are. I forgot. We committed to this, right, didn't we? Nice pressure from Alliance being applied to the bottom lane and SCCC.
BKB also almost completed on the Arc Warden. So they will have, I think this is quite a strong timing. Double BKBs on Razor, Arc Warden. They have the pipe completed, like you mentioned earlier.
And it's not like Fada's trying to rush an Aghanim Scepter on this Disruptor.
Aghanims?
It's going to be a little bit further away.
You have dreams.
It's a lot of dreams. Support to people too. They can earn money.
And he has the Philosopher's Stone, so that's the money coming in for him. That's like your dream item as a support.
I don't need to attack. I farm with my Thunder Strike, which is only level 2.
And I get money.
I get money. For doing nothing.
Why are you so salty when you say that?
I'm not salty. There's no assault involved in
I
this.
thought you're a support player. Oh wait, you farm with your support player, so technically you're support/core.
Yep, so you're my hero.
Okay, so they do a smoke with this timing. They have double BKBs and a pipe completed.
Alliance read it way too well. The smoke's going to break on Rubik as well as Pango.
Like
They attack with the swashbuckle up the hill. Glimpse. Yeah, you're coming back in, Pangolier. And then swap straight back out again. So Vengeful Spear on the front lines, able to connect on the stump, but Hanskin picked up himself. My god, that damage is so quick and hard. SCCC has already found the kill, even with the Dream Core control. Alliance, they stone gaze. It looked like they wanted to get involved in that, but then they didn't.
Oh, this is high ground. There's no stone gaze.
No tier 2 towers,
Roshan.
Roshan. They're
Okay,
pinging Roshan. They're pinging 25-minute bounty runes. You see, like, Bo3 was already making the run for it, and then I think he got called over by the rest of his team. It's like, we need your aura.
Yeah, but that move itself is a very good indication of how good these two teams are. Aster, seizing their strong timing, does a smoke push mid, and Alliance, on the other hand, they decided maybe we can defend. And after they popped the smoke, next landing he died, they retreated right away. They realized that they have double BKBs, they don't overcommit into the fight. So both teams are just doing the right things and knowing their limits. And so Roshan goes down and Aegis goes to SCCC. Next item, what is he going to go next? Is he going to complete the Hurricane Pipe? Or he wants to go for more damage?
See, Hurricane Fight doesn't make as much sense when you're getting caught continuously by Dream Coil, but having the push to maybe get out Disruptor Wall.
Or you can just go damage. You kill him before he kills you.
Rapier, huh?
Maybe the old Arc Warden, yes.
Not the new one. Give him a Skadi.
Skadi would be okay.
Because he'll just tank through everything, right? And if you do get in trouble, the Vengeful Spirit will do exactly what he did. Oh, you've caught someone inside of Wall Storm.
What would be the other option? Maybe a Hex, so you can disable the Medusa. Since you get the double Hex, that would be also a decent option. And on the Puck, because the Puck has been so elusive.
Hey, we are 1,500 away from Nico Baby having his Rapier.
You just want to keep your eyes on that Rapier.
If it's lost during the fight, you know it's all over, and it still feels like SCCC has enough damage to burn through Nico's shields pretty quickly.
What if you have a backup Rapier, so it doesn't matter if you lose one?
Sure. Have you got the money?
Maybe in 50 minutes I have. Nico has.
It seems like one of those business plans that will only get investment if you have somebody who's passionate about the project.
Oh, he's definitely passionate about the project. He has Medusa tattooed on his body.
Just the word, so we can remove it later. Storm is down, Limp, having some issues. That's the Rubik stolen Static Storm. Trying to go to use, and yeah, okay, they didn't realize that he orbed himself to the north and blinked away.
I mean, this is like perfect what he's doing. He's taking the dead lane, like the dangerous area of the map, and look at where Medusa is farming. He's causing so much destruction that Medusa gets to farm this whole area.
Yeah. Well, it's not like Limp can get easily caught because he's already got the Lincoln Spear up and running.
That's what I thought the last time that he died.
It's true.
He has the Lincolns this time, so probably very unlikely. They have to break his Lincolns and get the lift on the Rubik.
Yeah, very difficult to do.
And Pangolier, on the other hand, almost completes the Halberd. This is a really, really big item for them. Razor halfway there to his Halberd as well.
This greedy Razor. Orb of Destruction just backpacking it.
Greedy Razor? Is he? Like, no one else can use the item anyway. Who else is going to use the... I hear a glimpse.
Yeah, it's that's
okay, not the illusion, the clone.
So top lane needs to be pushed back out again. Halberd is now completed for XSS.
Aegis is expiring in about 2 minutes. Oh, he's going Hex, yeah.
So all other towers of Alliance have been removed during this time, and you got your two Halberds. I think the other one's coming out on Courier.
Yeah, I really want to commend the items that they're buying. The Hex and the double Halberds. This is going to make sure that the Medusa is not going to do anything at all in the fights, even he has a Rapier. But if he has a BKB, things will change.
This is Aster coming in with a plan. They boot camp before this one. They got themselves a new coach as well before this.
Standing coach?
Is he just stand-in?
Yeah, Lanem is standing. The new coach is QQQ.
Yeah.
Official coach.
It's like, I'll come if you can reach the major.
What?
Up and towards the air, Hanskin. A little bit of trouble for him.
You are that guy, you know, the guy who will run the moment he sees something wrong is about to happen and you look to your left, the guy is gone. I can't believe you're that guy, Toby. I'm so sad.
I'm sorry, can you not judge my character, please? This is defamation right now. It's going to be a...
All right, sorry. We are a team. We have to support.
It's just like Dota pubs all over again. Hey, we're working well together. That was a great fight. And then just angry at each other the next minute.
Then you mute your mic and you say whatever shit you want to say.
I never worked that out. That's how to survive the pub crawl.
You have to release the stress sometimes, you know. You can't let it stay inside you and destroy
Well,
you.
not all of us can have fish like you, Winter.
What? I mean, you can if you want to.
Yeah, it's maybe I can't afford it on a caster salary.
Wow.
Not working enough
I mean,
events.
you can't buy a $10 fish. Yeah, sure.
They're more expensive in London.
And looking what you're wearing right now, and you tell me you can buy a $10 fish.
Hey, this is a bargain from TK Maxx. They're on the hunt up on top lane. Spider legging through the trees, catching 33 out. Limp is nearby. He actually blinks up closer to him and now begins his own TP out. The Rolling Thunder comes through. TP to be cancelled. Both have no way out now. And the Hex control. And you got it right. It was there from SCCC. They'll turn their attention over towards 33. Swashbuckle a little off target, but swap him back in again. Keep the crushes, keep the slows.
Look at what he's doing.
Five
He's
heroes
killing the
together.
creeps. He took out the creep wave before he died.
Victory? Question mark?
Consolation prize.
No, okay. It's like a box of chocolates.
A box of chocolates?
Yeah, you know, you play Wheel of Fortune and you get to have the board game Wheel of Fortune so you can remember your failure for not actually getting through into the final round.
Chocolates are legit gifts, Toby.
Are they?
I wouldn't consider them consolation.
Depends what type of chocolate. It might be good. Spike Carapace already out. Hex, look how quickly the jump fade. Waiting it out. He's got his own Spike Carapace available too. So once again, it feels like Aster moved from one side lane to the other, just finding a pick-off on Alliance. But
Medusa.
space is created. Medusa has Divine
You have
Rapier.
learned, Toby, you have learned.
Yes, I have. I'm looking now. I see it all. It's so clear. Thank you, Winter.
Nico, baby, is not dead. That is the objective. He's farming, you are happy.
And you can defend the high ground.
He
But
brings you closer to victory.
don't you just wait for Roshan now? You just get the Aegis and cheese, and then you go up against the Medusa?
Yes, but then Dyer is going to smoke out and take a fight. If Dyer doesn't smoke out and take a fight, they'll be in a lot of trouble.
Oh, Farna's in a lot of trouble. Threw the Thunder Strike out, and Fade's already got a quick jump over.
It's okay, it's not Nico, baby.
It's all right as long as Nico's alive.
He cleared the wave.
He did, in fact, clear an entire wave. But now you've got BTs on the Arc Ward, and these side lanes are going to push in a lot harder. It's also buying time as well for Puck. Puck's about to hit level 20. You're going to have that Aghanim Scepter a little sooner.
Aghanim Scepter.
It kind of, well...
I kind of feel like it's the damage is lacking though. I'm not sure about if the problem is the disable. I was like thinking if you could go Dagon and go behind the back lines and you try to kill the bench.
Well, if this was the old Puck with the phase shift attack and all that kind of jazz, then maybe you'd have an option.
I mean, he took the spell M anyway, at level 15.
That he did. Goes for
because I think that the Puck's job.
Oh, look at him go! Look at him go! Oh, a fade! He's reading it perfectly. There's a quick little silence. Limps over towards the trees, but now they break through the Lincoln Sphere. He'll Dream Coil, but that just means Dream Coil is stolen by the Rubik. And they keep bouncing him off the wall. XSS finds the kill on Limp, and my God, Fade. I just love watching anybody who's a high tier player play a Rubik. It's just so much fun to watch.
You can put the blame on me. I was the one who said that, oh, he's not going to die. He is fine. He has Lincolns now.
Why did you do it? But don't worry, space was created by 33 on the bottom lane. He's cleared a wave. He's cleared a wave.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He cleared the wave. Medusa's farming.
And now he can afford a Blink Dagger. He can't afford buyback with that, but he can afford a Blink Dagger. And Nico is still farming up more. So they're getting Lincoln Spheres.
Yeah,
But,
in the
there's
team
hexes.
fights-
There's too much that can break it.
In the team fights, they have to be able to get the supports though. If they don't kill the bench and the Rubik, the team fights are going to be very hard. They can't really kill the other cores because of the bench. So I think it's either one of the Puck or the Centaur, they have to blink, make sure that they keep the bench out of the fight so he cannot swap.
You know, the crazy thing is, like, you watch that net worth graph go up, you watch the experience graph go up, but the win probability is still only 66% for Aster.
Now you know why it's Medusa first phase.
Mm-hmm.
They actually know something.
They do nothing.
They know nothing about Star Wars.
God, winter!
The Force is with Toby.
Uh-huh. Alright,
So-
so Hurricane Pine is going to be completed by Arc Warden soon. He's got a Monkey King buff, so he's pretty much...
Wait, what? He got the discount rapier?
Yeah,
we had a
I'm
discussion.
sorry, we can't all have kois. what is it again? The $10 fish. He got the $10 fish, everybody.
Okay.
Oh, they're just waiting, Aster.
I mean,
They're waiting for Roshan.
We just had a discussion on the panel whether why would you want to buy Monkey King Bar when there's a rapier? We choose right.
See, there's this thing called death. It has consequences. Now, Roshan is up in 12 seconds now, but we just hit a level 25 Arc Warden with 30% lifesteal, and he's looking to do the miracle. Hey, Roshan.
Hold the high ground.
Hang on.
Hold the high ground.
Roshan spawns too early. He can't one-hit it.
No.
And they didn't have Veil. They didn't have anything like
This
that.
is not a very good timing, is it? Are they going to make it on time? It's going to be close. Oh, they don't have the high ground, Toby.
33 is not ready to jump. Now he can jump in. The Stampede. No, SEC's already got the Agency model, and they got the grab over on the Centaur. The Storm and War came down, but it affects almost nothing. Rubik will die, but you burnt your BKB as well as your Stone Gaze. Yep, it's time to run away. Nico needs to be able to survive even a bash over on the Puck. Nope, he's going to be able to orb himself away to safety, but they're searching for others. Fada's going to be that one. Running down the river.
Oh, that was such an unfortunate timing, though.
What a huge split. Fada. He can't TP. Fade blinks up on top of the hill so they get the extra information.
So it was one buyback from Aster. Rubik. He was the only one.
Yeah,
Rubik.
it was Rubik. Rubik was the only player that bought back in all of this, and Aster lose what? A Disruptor.
33.
Okay, never mind. Okay, there's... Hey, well, Space Creative for Nyx Assassin to TP away. So, and Puck's pushing in the top lane, so Alliance is still buying more and more time.
For that second rapier, Toby.
It's for, yes, one rapier is not enough.
And then you get disarm. Oh wait, disarm. Oh wait.
Well, I'm just breaking free, you know.
With the Lincolns, maybe? Yeah, if he can get the Lincolns.
As long as you get your head in the game. Well, so many spark rays starting to appear around that tier 3 tower as SDCC just from range.
No, this is reminding me of a... Wasn't there a game where someone just died to the spark wave from full to zero? Was it VP?
Yeah, it was Roshan who at Epicenter.
Oh, the Roshan? Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
that's why you got to keep up with the memes, man. That's why he's trying to full miracle Roshan.
Oh, he had Arcane Rune. Yeah, he had Arcane Rune.
Yeah, he had Arcane Rune, and there was a Veil as well applied to Roshan. And then he was able to 100% to 0. This mid-Rax is going down. Still no Centaur up. Still no stun. Nico, very uncertain about this. He knows he can hold out against just a mid lane. That's fine.
I think even if the Raxes are all down, he will hold the game. He's a Medusa.
Oh, nice by Carapace. Actually using the Spark Ray to catch out the Arc Wall, but the BKB comes up, disrupted a little bit too close. The wall is doing a half-decent job, not to mention the Dream Coil, but Stone Gaze hasn't really done that much. Once again, Nico Baby trying to play from the back lines, and now there's going to be a Stampede out. They yours forward. You've got another quick jump out. A little bit of damage has been done, but not that much. Everyone's still up and running. Rubik has the extra
Glimpse.
stun.
Can he get someone?
It's a little hard. They're kind of all standing inside the bubble. A jump forward, XSS finding the target. They're going after the Raid Boss is down. Rapier is on the deck, and it's in the hands of the Pangolier. Oh, GG. They call it. They realized it was all or nothing. This is why sometimes Going full koi fish is not the way, but either way, the rapier drops. Aster take game one, and they were heavily in control of this game, and never really looked like they lost control of this game.
What a game of Dota, Toby. What a game. Like, both teams showed why they are at this stage of the tournament. They are like trying to outmuscle, outmove each other. But at the end of the day, are the like small little details, like what Carl said earlier. Why are you picking Disruptor when there's a bench? It's very difficult for you to secure any kills. And I think overall, I don't feel like they did many major mistakes in the game. It was just like very difficult for them from the start. And the game was like dragging on and on and on and on. And at the same time, we were feeling that the hacks on the Arc Warden was also a very key factor. It allowed for the pick off on the park, the pick off on the Centaur as well, which stopped the space-making, speed-pushing stuff that they were doing for the Medusa.
Hey, Winter, I feel like I need to help you right now.
Yes.
I feel like I really need to help your head.
Whoops. Koi fish.
And on that wonderful note, I don't want to say any more about the game. Thank you very much, Winter. We're going to go to a break and see if Aster can play just the great game of Dota, and if Alliance can find something that gives them a little bit more of an advantage to try and force this to a third and deciding game.
Game 1 of our second upper bracket semi is in the books as the Chinese squad Aster finally solved the Nico Baby Medusa. As I bring back my panel once again, I'm joined by Kyle and Lizard. And guys, this was a strange game to me because it looked pretty even, but Alliance were never able to get out on the map and threaten the Radiant side.
That heat map that came out around 20 minutes kind of told the tale of the tape, where it's just a line through the river, and Nico Baby is on his side of it the entire game. This is the power of the Arc Warden, the power of the Yols BKB Razor build, and the Pango. The mid-game team fight's way too strong, as Winter said. The Disruptor ineffective.
I think yeah, Disruptor obviously was a problem, but they solved them. They solved the Medusa problem, and solving the Medusa problem, like I enjoyed watching this game so much because I learned a lot about it. The first 15 minutes didn't matter for Aster.
So okay,
as long as
that was what was so disorienting.
Look, it was like this: 8-8 around the 15-minute mark. The kill score is pretty much the same. The net worth is the same. What happens after it? They don't care about the Medusa. They completely disregard Nico Baby. Let him farm. Let him get his rapier. Let him get whatever he wants to. We're gonna be hunting the others. We're gonna be hunting that.
They knew that Alliance was trying to split push, and there was just nothing doing.
Look, and instead of going for damage, he goes for the double sheep, which is straight up just the counter to the rapier build. Yeah.
Buck isn't.
But it wasn't. What Lizard is saying that I think is just amazing is they didn't care about countering the Medusa. They said to generate Nico the time that he needs to get online, they're gonna have to split and what?
I don't know what Lizard's doing. I just wanted to state, here's a riddle for you.
Pull yourself up.
Huh? Oh, did you lower him? Oh my!
I
I
didn't,
see.
but I see that you are down.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to help you, dumbass.
Here's a riddle. Alan, you know the answer. Don't interrupt. What do you do to make Nahaz just as good of a Dota player as Miracle?
You stun him.
That's right.
Wow.
Arc Warden gets effectively 7 seconds of lockdown. You've got the Rubik of Fade, who in my eyes is the MVP. This guy is so unbelievably good at Rubik. He reminds me of vintage FY from like TI 6-7 era. Just unbelievable.
It's about the plan that they had. Rubik Fade is incredible. It's obvious. Spider legging through those trees, searching for pucks, searching for Centaur.
That was the
thing.
But
the thing is, they're all pinging the direction where they have to go. And you asked it, which one of these teams looks hungry? Aster looked like a hungry pack of wolves hunting for this puck. Look, once again, in the trees. Then later on, it's the Centaur.
They look so
puck
prepared.
Again, Centaur as well. They were so prepared at understanding what the game plan of Alliance is with this Medusa. That's to buy time, that's to split push, hide in these trees, creep skip, and they didn't allow that to happen.
I mean, they had clearly watched these replays where Alliance had run the Medusa multiple times because they knew exactly where Alliance was going to go to try to relieve the map pressure that they were bringing. And they just, every time Alliance tried to push one of those side lanes outside the base, it was instantly punished.
Yep. And I just want to bring up as well, Fade, I've confirmed this with him. He is one of the few players that have confirmed with me that they use quick cast for certain heroes and abilities. And it's so vital when you play heroes like Rubik with instant cast spells and disables. And I think more people should think about this. Yeah, exactly.
It's so important.
Quick cast, of course, is what I mean is you bind a separate hotkey to use a spell where your cursor is. So you can just spam click.
But I thought that was fairly used by most players.
I guarantee there's 97% of our chat has no idea what I'm even talking about, let alone using that.
Wow.
I think
the important thing to me was because Aster read Alliance so well, I can't back this out exactly, but as well as I can tell from the damage timelines, Nico Baby got a total of 4 right clicks on enemy heroes after completing at least 1 rapier. It was just... There was no way for him, by the time he got the item build online, there was no way for him to enter the fight.
Yeah, you have the halberds, you have the hex, and it's just easy for them to control them. Also, if you step out of your comfort zone, out of boundaries, you instantly get swapped into everyone and you just get destroyed. So.
By the way, I'd like to also bring up that SCCC, again, is an absolute beast.
Yeah,
and I actually think he's better on this carry role because he's more often the win condition. And he's just so solid. This team is actually terrifying on paper. I was talking with Clairvoyance while we were watching. He's just like, yeah, this XXS guy is just so good. He should be a TI every year. I think the same for Fade, for SCCC. The guys we don't know, Chuan, he spammed his Essence Ring for sure. definitely know how to play some Razor. And
Yeah.
Bo3, as we said, he's been top tier before. I'm sure it's only a matter of time until he
I'm so glad that you brought up XXS because he was the one guy I really actually felt bad in the opening segment that we never mentioned him. This
Yeah.
is the guy that was widely regarded as a top 2 or 3 offlaner in China. He made the switch to the mid, looked like a complete stud, and now is back to his natural role.
100% agree.
Yeah, this was just scary. This was the most convincing performance that I've seen out of a Chinese team, I think, this year.
And it's also versus Alliance's best draft, versus their best draft. Perhaps not the best draft, but the best strategy that they.
It's
love
certainly
to
their
roll.
best-known strategy.
Best known strategy. Now it's time for Alliance to show us their B side, show us what else they've got. Because Medusa obviously works. Now, is it the Void that they're gonna go back to, or is it Medusa again, but perhaps with different bands?
No, and I think that's the really important point to talk about because we all talk about Nico Baby's Medusa because he's got a tattoo of the hero and because he's looked so amazing, but they haven't actually run it that much. This is not like, oh my God, if they don't get that hero, Alliance isn't a team. They have a fair amount of hero variety for him.
They do. I mean, it's Nico Baby. He's been. Well, he's not been in the tier 1 scene for way too long, but he's been a very good carry for as long as I've known him.
Yeah.
And he has.
No,
a
you
very,
play
very
pubs
good-
with this guy,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, he was perhaps 15 the first time I had him in my pub.
Get outta here.
Muted like 5 minutes after, but he's grown into an incredible player with a really wide hero pool. He has all the standard carries, I think, under control, such as Raid King. You have your Jugs, you have your Morphlings.
So do you just, if you're Alliance going into the second draft, are you just going to flip the script and pick a run at them lineup? Because I would love to see them pick up like a Bloodseeker hero and just take the fight to Aster. That's clearly what they wanted to do at certain
Yeah,
points.
tell me it's not the case that pretty much the team that looks to get aggressive on the map has won like every game in this tournament.
I think
it's
that,
been the last 4 of today. So
you know, if we have a technical delay here, that's what I wanted to get into with you guys because I think that the pace of play in this patch it's already faster and it's only gonna get faster as we go on.
It's much easier to play when you're controlling the game. It's much easier to play when you're the one setting the pace and playing where you want to be playing.
Also, I want to bring up, sorry to interrupt, Lizard. We saw twice in a row at TI, OG prove that the way people play Dota is wrong.
Well,
and it's about time people realize, yeah, maybe I should just go run at that support.
No.
Try to get kills, make moves at all times around the map.
do the math though. You see what OG did at TI, and then you add in the fact Shrines got replaced by Outposts. You now have a map objective that used to be there largely to prolong the game, is now an objective that literally makes the game faster. It speeds up the game clock.
It's true, and it provides you a method of teleporting out into the enemy side of the map, which is so valuable.
I've always seen this, that if you're a better team, like if you consider yourself to be perhaps a little bit more skilled and experienced, going for the late game and split pushing can be your game plan because you're going to be that one step ahead of your enemy no matter how they play. But if you're the underdog, aggression is the way to go. That's how I see it. You should be either going for these cheesy drafts or you should be going full aggressive mode to just break them apart early on and try to snatch that win.
And I also want to pick up on the point that Kyle made earlier. When we mentioned the Arc Warden stats during the draft, it had been Chuan that had played that hero in the 2 previous games, both losses, and they shifted SCCC onto that hero in that match. And that's the luxury of having an all-world player on your side. It's not just the level of performance that you can get when they're on the right hero. It's you can call an audible during the draft and say, hey, we need you to be our win condition. We need you to take that mid lane. We know that you can lane against this puck.
Yep. It's a really good point. And it's one of the reasons you'll see a lot of these top teams always have cores that are interchangeable on the lanes. That's one weakness I see in Alliance because right now I feel like Limp is almost always going to be your mid player.
Your
In fact, he
playmaker.
is every time
And
your mid player. And this is a weakness. They have found an identity, sure, that gets you to top 8. But to actually win tournaments consistently, you need to have the ability to be jacks of all trades.
I think that's right. I think you take the old Kuro saying that by now everybody knows that's not everybody can have a bad game, and I think the addendum to that is you don't always have control over who it is, and you have to be able to win sometimes. Your other players have to be your win condition sometimes. It's not always going to be Nico.
It makes the game much easier for you if you have multiple players playing those kind of heroes. But the problem is usually you have these players playing what what they're comfortable with. For Limp, it's playmaking. It's just the way he is as a human being, probably as well, selfless and ready to just dive deep in and just create space for his boy Nico Baby there. And Nico Baby is more on that side. I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna farm, then I'll join the fight. I'll try to have 0 deaths throughout the game. I'll try to do my best to have this perfect game of a carry.
Well, he's just, and I feel like I could say this. I'm not going to put Kyle on the spot about this, but the one thing, and I talked to him about this in the past, the one thing that I told Limp I think he needs to improve on is when he's not getting kills, when he's not in the action, he becomes a much more passive player. There are a lot of guys at the top level of the pro game that they can farm for 20 minutes and they can instantly shift their mindset back into that super aggressive, I'm going to force the fight. Limp is the kind of guy that if he's not in the rhythm of the game, he sometimes just lets up on the gas a little bit. And that's something I think he's improved on greatly this year, but I also think it's going to be tested here in the second game of the series.
For sure. And Aster still just kind of looks like a more complete squad. Again, we pointed out some of the drafting issues we had with the Alliance. Notably, you know, it says a lot. You come in, you're like, we're believers in Medusa, we're just going to first to it. But I just don't think you're going to get away with that against teams of this caliber, as Aster just demonstrated. I think their mid-game focus is key. And if I'm Alliance, it's a hero like a Timbersaw that they just banned out that I'd look for them to play. I want something that can sort of be a brute in that mid-game and just go in.
When you have someone like Lanham behind you, standing in as a coach, he's going to give you the answers to that Medusa, and I think he's one of the reasons why we saw such decisive and crisp gameplay coming from Aster. They knew exactly what they were supposed to be doing in the mid-game. I have never seen a team punish split pushers as hard as Aster did in that second game.
I can almost guarantee you that you know, we know that's the flip side of them being sequestered for 12 days in a boot camp in Malaysia before the tournament, literally only seeing their teammates, right? I mean, I can guarantee you that they watched multiple replays coming into here because they knew exactly where Alliance were going to be moving from lane to lane trying to push out the creep waves. And I don't think that it's funny.
In traditional sports, quarantines are a normal thing that happens before major tournaments or major performances.
And I think I think you see a fair amount of it at TI, but to come in this prepared at a minor, you know, early in the playoff phase, it's pretty darn good.
Alliance this time around, Nyx Assassin has been banned out, and the bans from Aster are pretty much what we expect: the Ancient Apparition and the Batrider. And now the question is, Clockwork, Chen, Medusa. All right, that's something that I've seen before.
I think they realized that they played that first game perfectly, and one or
that Darkseer hasn't been banned out, and we see teams pick Darkseer very early on, and it's becoming a very strong hero once again.
Into Oracle though?
Exactly, getting that Oracle early on assures you that it's not going to be picked in the first stage.
You actually just can't, it's unplayable. You just purge out the Iron Shell and the Surge. You're like, got him. It's a 6-second cooldown.
Basically saves you also the worries about the Darkseer, and you don't have to ban it in the second banning stage.
Now the one worry though is it does place a lot of pressure on your other support.
Ricky.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay.
No, teams are constantly doing this. Pick your carry or your win condition
this
as
is
the 10th
Alliance
pick.
taking
This is the
Cover
thing.
it with your next 2 bans.
Here's my issue with the Riki, and it's kind of similar to why I wasn't a huge fan of the Dusa. I would say I like the Dusa more. Is you're picking these cores that can't change what they do. They're countered harder. Their bad matchups are worse than, say, if this is a Razor or the Mars of Team Aster. It doesn't matter what you pick. Mars is going to do Mars things. He's going to accomplish his task. A Riki Maru in a tough game has a poor laning phase, then can't kill things. And this is very difficult. I know you're using him to hunt the Oracle, but
I would
you've
argue
revealed
that
this
I,
already.
have seen games in which Mars felt pretty useless. If you completely crush him in the laning stage and he's running around with one item without any initiation. Yeah, sometimes Mars is just good enough with the Blink Dagger and that's it.
And Mars is not the flex pick for Aster that he is for these other squads. They pretty much exclusively run it on XXS.
Alliance just needs some heavy lockdown, because right now you got Snapfire Riki. You need something that keeps things stationary in the
Well,
guys, I'm telling you, you're doubting.
they go with
Land
Jason
in.
instead.
That is, I actually like that, as well as the clockwork. I think it also has the additional advantage of potentially turning the balance of power in the mid lane matchup.
I'll give you that. And I think that this is something I've complained about in the past, so I'll give credit, where Aster does have 2 squishy backline supports, and now you have Alliance with the true roaming 4 position that inevitably gets the blink and provides that real initiation. So yeah, you could blow up the Oracle real quick, but I just don't see Aster giving that away. I think you go maybe for something like an Ember Spirit here. I could see Void Spirit still being a possibility, even though they are somewhat weak against the Riki.
The puck is obviously one of the things that we should have considered because of the early TA ban in the second banning
That's
stage.
true.
First ban
Yeah.
TA only makes you think that they will go for that puck. And also it's a hero that's pretty good versus Shaker, as you have 2 ways of jumping across that fissure. So
You still got
it was an
some
obvious
pretty
pick.
good puck counters, though.
Yeah.
DK is the one
I
that
think
comes to
DK
mind.
Alchemist could be potentials here. I know it's tough though. I feel like this is definitely the Nico Baby Riki. So it's a 3/3 hero or a limp hero. I could see maybe a Viper here. A lot of magical damage on the side of Aster.
Okay.
SF.
Okay.
I mean, it is a Shaker SF, which is pretty scary. But he's gonna have to do a lot in the mid game, and
I'm very afraid of last pick Huskar from Aster now.
Yes, I am. I think that has to be the ban, though.
You have if you look at the lineup, right, they've got save, lockdown. down team fight. They just need a hero that can beef up,
10 seconds.
You
beat
do
on
have-
towers,
you
and
do have
hold
burst.
Aegis.
You do have burst. You're not. This is not like you're not completely helpless against the Huskar pick, but it's still my sixth ban.
It's just the hero
No
concept,
question.
I think, just kind of pushes Aster's draft into this position where they get a couple towers and you just can't fight them anymore. And after watching the first game, I feel like Alliance need to have a mid-game team fight advantage. Look for the warding to play a key role in this as well. I think if I'm Alliance, I'm getting a couple sentries on this Shaker to guarantee he's able to play offensive jungle. But concern is, can you really lane Snapfire or Riki that effectively against Mars +1? I'm not sure how that functions.
But what, Mars plus Shadow Shaman?
Yeah, dude, they hit really hard.
So does Ricky. It's not.
Yeah, but it's the spell damage. The W and the Q from level 1, they use both their abilities. Riki goes to half health.
I
There's
am much
definitely
more worried about the GGS pick because they are going to have the overall last pick. It is going to be that carry position, and I think that there are a lot of heroes in his pool.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they have left a very flexible and open draft, just like they did in that game 1. The only difference here is they really need a hard carry. They need that win condition because you literally don't have any other hard hitter on your side.
I like the Brew from 3-3, or even something wild, some sort of
Beastmaster is great.
Something
I'll take
It's a
that.
division.
Yeah, I like it because it gives them more tempo. They actually can hit a huge time.
terrible.
So
By
this
the way,
is an SCCC special, but it is weak against some of the Alliance lineup.
It's actually not versus Ricky. It's one of the, in my opinion,
It's great
better
against Ricky,
heroes,
but the Shaker SF Snapfire combination
That's
is a
good.
lot of magic damage, and Beastmaster's Roar is a single target lockdown. That Terrorblade
You
is
have
gonna be
Oracle
under threat.
behind you.
That's
You have
true.
Oracle
That's
behind
true.
you.
And
You will be able to deal with the Roar. You will be able to buy a BKB if you want versus the Shaker SF combos. Ricky is terrible against Terrorblade overall. And
The question to me is, can Nico Baby do anything in this
To me,
game?
it's more about 3-3. Because if he has a bad laning phase, there's no tower pressure that's going to come out for this Alliance team. If they bleed their tier 1s early, you have so much map control on the side of Aster, you could theoretically just get an Aegis go high ground so early on. Because as Lizard said, you drop wards, you can't get past TB to the Oracle. They're just going to beat on your tower
Do you
and force a move.
expect a closer game than game 1?
it's going to be a different game.
I will see. I will see. Alliance will have to impress me because right now I think Aster has the win condition control, and I think they're the better team. But
Exactly. I think it's
I'm
going to. Sorry, I think it will be a different approach to the game, right?
Yeah.
All right, our panel is split. Alliance has a lot of work to do to overcome the Aster momentum built in Game 1. They are one win away from moving on to the upper bracket final. Can they close out the series? Here are Toby 1 and winner.
Definitely feels like Aster are in that driving seat going into Game 2. Alliance, they're trying to answer it back a little bit. Beastmaster is making his appearance once again here. Nico on the Ricky. We got Limp SF. Feels like they've got a lot of things in their arsenal, but does it work well against Aster? Aster have this beautiful team fight, double save with Bo3 and SCCC Sunder. Like, it feels like Aster have a lot of ways where they're able just to outlast the Alliance initiation.
The Alliance will bring down the Great Wall this game.
Oh, wow. Oh, Pickle, are you doing this just because Kyle backed Aster? And that's why you're like, oh, okay, it's going to go the other way around now.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to have competition, Toby.
Yes. And these two teams were like if it wasn't for a couple of things that went a little awry in the last game, like it still felt like both these teams were playing the same level of Dota. They just had to stick to their game plan, which eventually won out for Aster.
Yeah, I don't think like anyone played particularly badly. It was a very high quality game. It's all about like the preparation work that allows the team to have that small little advantage over the opposing team. And this game seems like they are gonna be having all their eggs on this Terrorblade basket. Which
that saying definitely was very smooth, Winter.
which I'm not so sure because they do have a lot of good heroes at clearing his illusions,
Yeah.
a lot of magic damage and AOE.
But I'm wondering though, like, if Alliance are actually able to bring him down. Like, it was something that you were mentioning, like after game 1 happened, after we'd finished talking, and you're just like, oh, it's so obvious. Like, there were saves. There were saves for Aster, like for days in the last game. So how are they even going to do it where you didn't have one for the Deucer? But here I look at Aster's lineup once again. Like, you've got the Oracle, you've got False Promise, you've got Sunder. Can they actually bring STC down if he even gets just a couple of items at the start?
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge for Alliance. They need to make sure that either the Riki or the Shaker, maybe even the Beastmaster, one of them has to get to the backline to get
the Oracle?
Yeah, get the Oracle before they go on the TB.
But you want to get to a backline through a potential like Arena of Blood, Dream Coils.
You can just
if you jump the backline, you might get hexed and shackled. Like there's a lot of problems to get into that backline.
But you're Riki. If you're Riki and you're caught in the Mars arena, or you're in the Mars arena, I mean, there's something wrong with that. The only person that should be in the arena is the Shadowfin. He should be the front line. He's getting caught, and he's the target. And Riki needs to wait and buy his time to find a good opening to jump in. And so right now it seems like similar things is going to happen in for Alliance. This time they're going to use the fissure to block the wave.
That's an interesting move from Chuan. Really uncertain about that. Limps is going to mango and then last raise him down.
Wait, what?
He hit him with...
Huh?
So he started this off hitting 2 raises at the very beginning. And then you actually saw just like this movement in from Chuan. He walked up to the wave, hit the rift, and Limp instantly knew there's no phase shift, there's no orb, just waited out the silence, mangoed, and then 2 raised down the puck.
I guess he just wants to play more Dota, another game.
I don't like my hero, I don't like my draft, I'd like to have a redo. We're doing direct to 8 stuff now, right? Like,
right,
we're just losing to win later.
He made a mistake. Let's move on.
Okay,
we are humans. We screw up sometimes, and we have to live with it.
Fades in a little bit of trouble as well up on top. Fada will slow him down. Nico. This is that aggression you can get with these Blink Strikes. XSS tries to create a little bit of space with the God's Rebuke.
The God's Rebuke?
That is what it is called. It is an accurate description.
That's probably the coolest name of a spell in Dota.
God's Rebuke.
So...
Hey, here's a real question though. Do you think Roshan's wall should count as a wall? Because we have Mars back in this game again. You can't spear against Roshan's pit wall. Because it's not a wall, it's a pit.
Okay.
But it looks like a wall.
But that's just Dota. A lot of things don't make sense. Why can you use Firefly on Morphling? That doesn't make sense at all. So the laning phase, as far as we are concerned right now, is going pretty well for the Terrorblade. He has 13 CS.
Firefly does work on Morphling because he'll evaporate him.
Okay. Okay.
There is a logical part of that.
Okay.
But how do you use an Ocean's Heart on like an Ember Spirit? Because technically that would put him out. Why does he regenerate? Mars in a little bit of trouble. Cookie jump from Fada. Just use the spear to push Nico Baby away, but you don't run away from Nico Baby. He has Blink Strike. He'll always chase you down. And Fade underneath the tower. He's not going to keep up the chase.
This is going to be rough. They seem like they're going to have trouble with all their lanes at the moment. But Terrorblade is still doing a very good job here in the lane. He's not going to be pressured by Beastmaster since he has very high base armor. And Beastmaster is all about doing damage with the boss at the moment and his right clicks. So he's going to be able to sustain through that. And obviously having the Oracle in the lane helps a lot. Very strong lane support in the first few levels. Very strong at level 3 in particular.
Raise 1, raise 2, look for the fissure from Hanskin.
Our mid lane Shaker is going to sneak attack.
Wait, there's the... Okay, well that fissure's a little bit off the timing. Top lane, Shackles are out. The control is there. Nico Baby trying to move away. Fade loses so much life, however, as Nico Baby just Blink Strikes up to kill
this
the Shackling Shaman.
He's very similar to a Lich Riki lane. So much kill potential. But one wrong move, out of position, you're just going to die as a support.
And if Limp gets something like a regeneration rune, like I feel like this mid lane's going to get lost. Nope, he'll find an illusion rune instead. Still good bottle charges.
Terrorblade is still unchecked, but I did say that they have tools to deal with him. And top lane, Nico Baby getting
nice
speared.
pullback. And Nico underneath the tower, but he can jump.
Why does he have
And
two
then
blinks?
Trick.
Why does he have two blinks? How
Because
that
this
bad?
is Dota. And now Fada shackled up. There's not enough mana for yet another. Okay, yeah, nothing for a spear, but the rebuke was ready.
I mean, I'd rather make the blink do 100 damage and just one charge if I'm the opponent. Why is there two charge? He can blink. How's that fair? He blink in, he tried to kill me. Oh wait,
Hey.
I can't kill you. Bye-bye, blink out.
It's like the more controlled Aghanim Slark pounce, right? Except
But
you get it
have
from
to
level
buy
1.
it. But you have to buy that.
Yeah, buying's overrated. Here you just get it gifted to you. While it all happened too, just to flag it, 33 did die on bottom lane to the Metamorphosis to start Terrorblade, but yeah, XSS trying again. Nico jumping forward, Shaman a little too far away, Tricks of Trade will wear off, and he dodges the spear. And XSS now in a world of hurt. Look at Fade, he's not even coming to help his teammates. Like, I'm going to push the wave instead. He got one attack off and didn't push anything.
So you are going to report him for not trying to help you. You think he could have saved the Mars there, and now he is...
Cookie
he
doesn't
is
want it.
Dead.
He's Cookie intolerant. Shackles are pretty good to actually do a lot of damage into Fada. He'll survive and salve up. And Terrorblade's having like almost, not the time of his life, but it's still pretty damn good.
Oh, yes.
3.2k net worth. He's at 500 in front of the SF, who's the nearest to him. And already about to crack level 6, so killing SDCC is really not possible. But killing Chuan, however, that is a little bit more possible. When you fissure block him in, he's trying to battle for the rune, but that's going to be up on top, and he has to orb back to his own tier 1 tower. So you get another rune control, and a haste rune for Limp.
He's getting destroyed in middle. 1,900 net worth to
Cookie.
2.8k. Cookie?
It's
Cookie
over,
monster?
It's over towards XSS. Another Blink Stride forward, and Fade shackling on Limp. He haste runed himself in. That's why they wanted to start, well, actually, that's why Fada wanted to start the fight. Get a rebuttal out from Aster. As these two creeps are just going to go rogue.
Oh, he's coming back top.
Wait, where's he?
Is he looking for... Oh,
He's warding. He's a team player.
Wow, he is placing wards.
And screwed up everyone's fantasy team.
Wait, that actually counts as his ward?
Yeah.
Even if someone... yeah.
Actually, no. I think...
It depends who,
No.
who
In
bought it, right?
fantasy, it does because it's it says wards placed. But when it actually counts inside the game in the stats, it's the other way around, I think, because it's who bought the wards.
I guess it doesn't matter since it's free.
It is true. It is free. It costs you nothing to do it apart from time.
And time is something that you can't replace or renew.
You always just.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. Like, this is the wise words of wisdom. We're actually talking about it where like it's like 80% of this of the talent crew here are in long-term relationships, so we're all getting to that point of like, I'm so wise. And Fada is potentially so dead. SF is rotating in. Limp doesn't have Requiem, looking to try and fight. Snapfire still alive. Nope, take that back. Gets nuked down by Baboka. The Nico Baby staying on top of Mars. So XSS, a quick kill through the tricks. Oracle, Baboka being chased down by the melee creeps. They'll turn around and actually cause problems for Limp. And Baboka, he can TP. He waited half a second for it, and Hanskin can't get close enough for a stun, and Limp can't find a second kill.
You could tell what priorities Alliance have. SF was walking all the way down because Beastmaster had Raw. They wanted to kill the Terrorblade. The moment something happened at top, the Ricky ping, one ping, to SFTP top. They have their priorities. That's protecting your carry 101 for you.
Well, SDCC, he's having the time of his life too. Beastmaster, you're going absolutely nowhere.
He is sad right now. I was supposed to get a
Arena.
gank on this lane.
Nico, oh wait, what?
Huh?
Did he just jump out to the courier and then get away? He's trying to dodge the orb. He's underneath the sentry ward. The Radiant had the sentry down.
Dire structures are fortified.
I want to die.
He's not even on the side of the map. Yes, and SF smoking up, moving towards the bottom lane. They're looking for the kill over on Baboka. If you want to die, it looks like Limp will be happy to oblige you.
I want to die.
Now the Raw over towards Fade. One support to the next one. CCC doesn't have much left of this metamorphosis, so they're not really looking for an engagement, but it'll allow them to deny the tier 1 tower on
Classic
bottom.
karma. I want to die.
That's the real CC, the real classic karma. That's that CK, damn it.
It's okay, I didn't hear that. Let's move on. So, bounty run soon. Toby, don't worry.
I'm never worried. Not when I have Winter as my teammate here. Nico, baby, speared up against the wall, but he's out of range of the sentry ward. But it's definitely XSS trying to just muscle up against this Ricky.
Should be one outpost apiece. None of the other teams have enough time to take the other one away.
I think I'm seeing Chuan as well as Baboka coming up.
Do they have time? Though?
No, it takes 7 seconds.
It'll be
Right?
close. Wait.
Oh, the two of them together. Controlled by the Radiant.
bait.
It got captured in time, but now Baboka, he'll go down. Chuan can orb himself away to safety.
It was all a bait, Toby. Fata knew all along.
But Alliance didn't get the outpost. They got it like a fraction of a second because the two of them worked together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to get the outpost. I'm only seeing like one increase. So here's that moment up on top. So Nico Baby jumps over. He had one creep. It was on top of the courier.
Hey, Toby.
That's what it was. They were just on top of it together. I'm sorry, I don't have those fast young eyes.
Never mind, I have glasses, so you can attribute it to having 4 eyes.
No, I can always be like, what's like Saticus. Saticus wears those fake rims when he's on. Looks stylish. But I never attempt style. It's just a mistake for redheads.
It's okay, you're stylish enough for me, Toby. You don't need to
Thanks,
add.
Winter.
You don't need to add any more.
You complete me. 33. Really needs to get the hell out of here.
He is in a lot of trouble.
He's dead. Quite simply, he's dead. Snapfire was nearby, maybe why Beastmaster felt a
Rainfire!
little bit more.
Rainfire.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I hate to tell you, but it got pretty heavily nerfed, so that early damage per glob is kind of crappy.
160.
And I think XSS is looking for his own fight up on top lane too. They've still got the sentry ward down. So they just need Nico to come in range. Where's the Hex? Control. He's into tricks. Now the Hex. And the follow-up
Wait,
shackles.
where's the
Maybe want to
damage?
move so you get the spear right. Okay, you just wall and spear it. I guess that'll work.
Yep, they needed more damage. And bot lane, Chuan is just doing his puck things, clearing the creep wave, so making sure they can't really get any objective in return.
Yeah. But it was kind of fun, at least the combination from Fada as well as 33. 33 was using his Centaur Conqueror to get the initial stun onto the puck, and they tried to cookie stun him, predict where he was going to go. A little bit off target, but some fun play.
200 IQ.
It
300 IQ.
Oh, but so you want to raise that up a little bit more?
Wait, isn't 200 a lot? No? Let's Google average IQ for human beings. What? Dude, they're pushing a tower. Why are you Googling it?
That's great. That's great. Average range is between 70 and 30, while the middle lane, the average range for Fada is a lot more than that. Tier 1 tower taken out by Nico. I mean, sorry, Baboka taken out by Nico. Tower got taken out by 33.
200 IQ low, according to Toby.
An average IQ is between 90 and 100 is considered the average.
So 200 is double that. Toby.
So a high IQ is 136. That means gifted or very advanced.
Yeah, Reddit can't be wrong. Didn't you see the post all the time? 200 IQ move
Oh, no, I don't.
by Gorg.
Hey, we're always about educating. We've had a lesson on fish this morning, and now we're getting a lesson on IQ. Even if we're training ourselves during it all.
Learn something every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't you know the saying?
Oh.
In Mandarin, you live till you're old, you learn till you're old.
I'm certain that would have a lot more
Go
of,
ask Amy, go ask Amy.
of a very glorious ring about it if it was actually said in Mandarin.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I always find like a lot of these like translations are never quite right. Once you put them into English, it's like, yeah, it's, okay. But
It doesn't sound glorious.
You live to your old, you learn to your old.
It's never too late to learn. It's like whatever you want to say.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it with the translated version. That's actually quite fun. Either way, get old, learn. That's why Puppy's just so damn good at the game, right? Actually, who is the oldest Dota 2 player?
Fear? No.
Is Fear the oldest?
Fear or March, maybe. March is 33 this year, I think. Fear is the same. Or maybe 1 year younger.
Well, Fear is old man Dota for sure. All right, we could throw that one out to Alan, who's probably sitting up there with a laptop right now saying, well, actually, I don't need my laptop. I already know this. Old is my speciality.
Muted.
Like every cast I do. Nice little centaur stomp. They're not liking this. 33, get your wildlife away. Actually, they're still alive, and they're not certain about this either because Ricky is in the neighborhood.
Mars ulti pop top.
Yeah, and yes, not in it. It's like creating Gladiator. Maximus turns up, but the Emperor's like, nah, I'm good today.
It's going back to the same game like the first time. Except this time, it's a Terrorblade against a Ricky. So the late game
Shaman.
Shadow Shaman is God.
Yep. Even if he gets the Hex, the Cookie Stun was there to follow up. So if it is like the last game, like what's the objective that both teams want to achieve, and what's like going to stop them from doing that?
It's like the last game for Aster, but it's not like the last game for Alliance because they don't have that late game hero. Ricky and SF is more like a mid-game centric lineup where they want to group together with the Roshan, the Aegis, and push down towers before Terrorblade gets to real Terrorblade status. He is right now at half, maybe not half, but 30% power.
He's just a Terror, not a Blade. 33 is going to get the tower with the ball.
That's a pretty decent description of him. He doesn't strike Terror.
Yeah. Oh, he strikes Terror just by the looks, but he doesn't have the blade.
No, he strikes
so
Terror.
So he barks and doesn't bite.
He strikes Terror when he gets the Aghanim's. Do you know how it works?
Don't know. You do that to me. Well, Raw, out right now over on the puck. And I can tell you that it'll create a wave traveling outwards in all directions, causing enemy heroes to become feared upon impact, and that's what creates the fear.
Classic law Aghanim Scepter. Oh,
Whoops.
Another Mars ulti.
Wide ball. That's a foul.
Oh, he was
That's
so
two
close.
now.
He was so close to his blink on the Shaker.
Yeah, he's 100 gold away from it, and if he farms up this top wave, he'll have it.
It is go time. They
got
have
it.
Blink, BKB on SF fairly soon, and Diffuser also almost complete. This is the strongest they'll get in a while. Diffuser, BKB, and Dagger. Beastmaster has the Helm, which is nice too, but they have to group up with the next 3 items to get towers plus the Roshan. The first Roshan is going to help them hopefully get all the 6 towers outside the base, and the second Roshan will help them break the high ground, which will be around 30 minutes. That's the ideal scenario for Alliance right now.
Well, this is one of the small things. Obviously, keeping tab at neutral items is never the
Is there
perfect
anything
thing. But it would
special?
nice to see Limp actually carry that Aquila.
What?
It's currently sitting. There's actually been... Okay, now it's been handed over. Dream Call. Have a little battle on bottom lane. Oh, actually committing mass Serpent Wars. They really want Ricky dead.
But he actually almost survived.
Yeah. If he did, he would have been like, well, 1 camp away from Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, he got greedy. Usually Nico is very, very safe player. He doesn't really like to take too much risk. And there he got a little greedy. But that's going to give his... Oh, all right, double damage. Why? Why not? Of course, it is you.
Here we go. Here
is
we
you.
go again. Yeah, that Roshan's dead.
So you actually like Alan's idea about double damage doing half to
You know,
Roshan?
I'm all...
Is under attack.
See, they're meant to be called action runes for a reason. They're meant to actually drive action to happen. So if you wouldn't go for
Objective
Roshan,
is
if you wouldn't go for
action?
Roshan normally, then Okay, maybe not. Like, I don't like the speed of it. The speed of it's a little bit not. That's not so great. Or, but it's
The
meant-
Roshan Pit dispels buffs.
these things have been put on the map because if they weren't there, you just sit there doing nothing. You say, like, let's just farm in our lanes and we'll have 10 kills in 30 minutes. That's why we increase the experience and gold gain. That's why there's comeback mechanics. So you go out there and you fight. You know, it's like, I will farm myself back into this game. I like that element of it.
Can't have everything, Toby.
No, I'm not asking for everything.
Then what are you asking? You want the game to be exciting.
I would like, yeah, actually, that's it. That's it. How we balance ourselves to that point?
Is it not exciting that a Medusa is DD and he has a rapier? He's standing on the high ground. The enemy smoke to him. Ha ha, we're gonna kill you. And they didn't know he had DD, and they all die. That's exciting.
That is exciting, actually. That's a surprising event. I'm looking for my twist in my book. If you already know the end of the story by like 10 minutes into it, then
twist
it's already
in
bad.
the book will be Arc Warden with Aghanim spawning a DD rune on the high ground.
Okay, well that's just crap. I will flag that as crap. Oh, he cooking himself forward, gets hexed up, but the Fissure Stun will stop Fade, but the Mass Serpent was already in a great position. So Snapfire can't escape it, but Boker and Fada, oh no, it's like I did him twice as well. Both fall.
Don't eat your own cookies.
That's how you get fat.
Wait, but you're already fat. Oh.
Wow. 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 Chuan, wow. Can't get himself out of that. Underneath the tier 1 tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hurt my feelings. God, I lose 20 kg in the span of a year and I get called fat by winter.
Terrorbait's fat in the pocket.
Yes, SCCC is definitely looking pretty good. Level 15 by not even 20 minutes in. Of course, you do have that.
So is he scary right now, Toby? In your words? Does he strike fear?
He strikes a lot of fear. Manta, BKB, Dragonlance, I think he's hard to bring down. Even if you do get that big Echo Slam off, like it still feels like SCCC. Oh, wait, we put that to the test. It needs to be near a little bit more than that. And look at Alliance, they're just pushing down to the bottom lane. Mars is having a lot of time up on top lane too. Went for the Blink Dagger after the Vlads. I like, this is something Kyle was calling out for during the first series, where you're able to have both the teamfight item, but also the initiation items. Having that Vlads, then the Blink, then going in for the pipe, and not just all of one thing. So you can actually get aggressive with the Mars.
You want to have more options in what you can do in a game. That's a very good way of like saying it. Because sometimes you don't want to be too fixated with how you want to play the
Bye,
hero.
Fada. Beastmaster going to be nearby. Great Dream Call, actually catching 33 over on the side. Puck dodging quickly, so fast he moves up and down. Now Beastmaster gets raw, but it's the illusion. It's just a fake Terrorblade. So pick off the Alpha Wolf, get rid of that aura bonus, and Puck is on the hillside. The tricks of the trade is making it so he can't get back down again, but then the false promise, Faye will get the extra shackles out. They're trying to get Chuan down off the hill and far, far away. But then again, all right, stay up there and blink yourself out.
Run from the Terrorblade, guys.
He is,
Run.
he is fearful. In fact, they're running back into him. They want to try and fight. The BKB's wearing off, but he's still got Sunder.
He lost his fear factor, Toby.
That's, Was Fear Factor a show? I think Fear Factor was a show.
Yes, and where you eat some disgusting stuff.
Yeah, like they dump a whole bunch of bugs on you when you're in a box, and then you gotta stay in there for like a certain amount of time.
Game. It's a mental game like Dota.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just being dumped with Terrorblade illusions. How long can you stay inside this? No, not anymore.
I think it's more like Venomancer in your pub games. How much can you take? And you're Ursa. And you see Venom every game.
I'm okay with that.
What?
I'm a Venom picker, dude.
Radiant's top tower is under
Did you not know who you were sitting next to?
Apparently my eyes were tricked, deceived.
Well, everything gets to simmer down for a little bit longer, as eventually we will keep ourselves focused on Dota 2 in between the breaks.
Well, SF has another DD. What do you have to say about it? It's making them push the tower.
Yes, it is creating a level of action, which is interesting.
Radiant's top tower.
Fade's going to look for his own little counter on bottom lane, pushing in. He's got level 2 mass serpent wards.
It's so hard to please you, Toby.
I am... Yeah, okay.
Now you like the DD.
They're actually going to go up. You got a BKB, Chrysalis, the SF's hitting pretty hard.
They're
Rolls up and
forcing
running.
the action, Toby.
Yep, because Metamorphosis is down for another 25 seconds. They just watched that timer, but XSS, he can blink and wall. Remember you said you want SF, right? But he's got BKB, so...
Time to hold the high ground. Okay, never mind. TP out.
Yeah, Ricky's leaving.
He wants to get... Oh, he's getting Battle Fury.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I suppose that's a great way of clearing through.
The illusions.
Yeah, Terrorblade. But Terrorblade's getting bigger and bigger as well. Does Ricky do enough damage to like get through Skadi? Like Skadi illusions?
Ricky is not meant to kill TB.
No, but then what is the Battle Fury for? Like he's not meant to kill TB himself, but it can at least clean up the like friends of TB.
And leave the...
Oh, SF, the Hex, Fade's gonna start it off so nicely. Fada also trying to get off his Mortimer's kids, but can't do it. Chuan always watching him, and he can't even cookie away. One, because that cookie wasn't big enough.
Great silence there by the puck. Great play.
He's always looking for Fada.
He probably still died, but still good awareness there.
All right, Alliance, do you think you can fight this? Then again, you don't have enough souls on the SF. He doesn't feel intimidating enough. Mars is just up the hill.
The Great Wall is too much, Toby.
Yes, it was a terrible movie. It was definitely too much for me to watch. Tier 3 tower is gone. The melee rack is going to follow as well.
So you watch Star Wars, now you watch...
I watch Matt Damon. I watch Matt Damon in anything. The mid-rax is toast. Not even 25 minutes into the game. I think we've half-killed Winter. And Alliance really need to start finding an answer. And they're going to try and find an answer by coming out. Smoked up, moving outside the base. But who do they really find? SDCC is the only one who's nearby, but he just had a fresh Skadi delivered in too. So welcome to 2.8k HP. Welcome to 39 armor on that Terrorblade. They need information. That Dire Observer Ward does see a lot. So they see Puck. So first fissure, follow-up stun, and absolutely nothing that comes after this point. Puck will now just orb away to safety. That was a lot of build-up for absolutely nothing. Star Wars, Episode 9.
Episode 9? Which is your favorite episode?
No, we're not starting that. We're definitely not
The
starting
Revenge
that.
of the Sith.
It's called the books. It's called the Extended Universe. And we're not starting that conversation. We don't have time for that. We actually want to talk about Dota during this time.
It's going to be a never-ending story?
That was a terrific movie.
Oh, you actually know that?
Of course I know that one. I'm born in the 80s, dude. That's like not knowing like what Time Bandits is.
I don't know why I remember that movie, even though I watched the movie a little bit when I was young.
That's because it's got one of the greatest theme songs ever. It was the first flying mount.
Okay. The song is definitely catchy.
Yeah. It's the 80s and 90s jingles. Before we go into these days of like Marvel instrumental, oh, what a nice theme song, but can you sing it? You've seen those videos, right? Like, can you actually sing any of the Marvel songs?
No, but
apart from Spider-Man.
But I know The Witcher, because it's easy.
Toss a cookie to my sapphire.
Okay, Toby version. Dota version.
Yeah, we can convert everything. Everything is great with covers. Roshan's now spawned up for Alliance. 27 minutes in, they see everything thanks to the Beastmaster Hawk. And it does feel like...
That's not fair, Toby.
This is... Stop it, Winter! Stop it! It's impossible to have a serious cast with you. How did now I know why Gorman retired. You made the right choice, David. Oh wait, he's back, isn't he? Oh wait, hang on. He reversed the choice. Just like a Chinese pro player.
Why do you have to do that to the players?
I think I'm one of the nicest casts to players. Like,
You've been casting too much with Carl.
no, that's why we sent him to the panel. I needed a break. Alliance hovering around. I think Hanskin's looking for that glorious fissure to give Alliance an advantage in a fight. Because right now, like, the last 5 minutes has definitely been going the way of Aster. Golden experience, everything is going their way. That's why Alliance need to make sure they get some kind of like turnaround of momentum.
This is all or nothing right now. They have to stop the rush.
Yeah, for the Beastmaster Hawk, I like it. They're using the Courier Aster Baboka.
Wait, are they not deciding to go? What's going on?
Snapfire was all the way down south, so was Ricky. They're trying to wrap around the back, but there's observers. There's a Radiant Observer already down. They're going to see that. Like, Limp should see that right now. And XSS, BKB's perfect ultimate. Earthshaker's not going to get anything out of this one. He's meant to be the big one, but they're all surrounded by immune targets. At least Limp will get his ulti off. Hanskin now will finally die. Shaman will buy back into this, but SCCC very fearful. BKB up and running. And now, Nico Baby, he can jump a little bit further away at 33, but the Hex, the control, and the damage from range, even the Rift from Chuan will finish the job. Fada trying to kiss everybody, but really, that ain't having any real love effect. And Aster already moving back to Roshan. He's only got 3k HP. And now it's time, Hanskin. It is now or never. The buyback from the Ricky. He'll have to go blind Echo Slam right now. He does it. He goes in towards Roshan. Killed by the Raven. SEC got the Aegis Immortal. He's dead for 70 seconds. It was worth the effort, but SF will fall as well. Aster just feel way too strong. The TP out successful from 33, but Ricky caught up against a tree, shackled up, controlled up. The buyback will come out from the SF, but it feels like they're just throwing money at the problem.
I guess that's game over. That was the last stand right there.
It did feel that way, but they bought back for a reason. They must believe there's still some kind of fight in this. I suppose you're only one lane of racks down at the moment.
Hi, it's more about the state of the game because the enemy has much better scaling than you, and you lost a crucial Roche fight.
Look at them go. They're going for tier 4s.
They're
They realize
forcing the GG.
Yeah, no buyback on the Ricky. He expended it before, so they're already aware of this, and that's probably what helped with the call. Shadow Fiend hexed. Currently hitting himself through reflection. Well, BKB, so the spear unable to connect from XSS, but he instantly goes into the bulwark. So you can't even get direct damage out. 33, he's going to die, shackled and controlled. No buyback from him. Limp can let the Requiem out, but it's so pitiful when he's only got 18 souls inside of him. Mass 7 was planted, and SDCC, he's just trying to tank through this. Remember, he's got Aegis the Immortal, so any of the damage they get done. Oh no! No BKB, locked in the wall. Hanskin tries to help, but GG, well played is called. Aster will 2-0 Alliance out of the semi-final, and they will play Gambit for that grand final position. But right now, Aster, they look so good. They would be a clear favorite to go through that winner's bracket final and potentially claim that #1 spot to go to the major in LA.
What a performance here by Aster. They definitely silenced the critics and showed everyone they are here to book their tickets to the major. And they are like so strong right now.
Yeah. The lineup's just working for them. The execution seems to be perfect as well. I'm wondering what lessons Alliance take from this as well. Like, how do they look at this and go, okay, well, this didn't work out perfectly. Like, how do we approach this next time? Because Alliance, like, they don't want anything other than first. Like, this is where they need to get. Top 4, it's not as great.
I mean, they have time to fix their problems.
Yeah, they do.
They do have like
well, they've got like
2 hours, 3 hours?
No, they don't have that long.
Nope.
Actually, do we play Winners Bracket? No, Winners Bracket's the final game today. So they actually have to play Boom. Yeah, they play Boom right now. I believe is the next series.
That kind of sucks for them.
Yeah. Under pressure.
There's still time.
Yeah.
They just need to get Nico Baby on another Medusa-like hero. The strongest hero in the game, and figure out what they want to do with the rest of the draft. I don't think they have like too many problems. It's just like a few minor problems that's affecting the whole gameplay of the team.
Yeah, but mentally, hopefully they can pick themselves up. Aster definitely, I don't think they gave him much room to have any kind of confidence during this game.
They came in with such a good plan both games. You can see from the draft, the preparation, how they're moving as a team, how they're playing. It's just excellent play all throughout the tournament so far from Aster.
Yeah, and I'm really loving this team. For me, it's great to see SCCC also back up and actually playing strong, playing mid, but also playing other roles.
He feels like a carry player right now. He's giving out the feeling.
He feels like a player that's not in like a tier 2 Chinese team again.
Right, sure.
Obviously, we're still in the minor, and we'll see how well he gets tested over at the major, but definitely feels like this team is a lot stronger.
He's improved a lot from the last couple of months because he just swapped his role from mid laner to carry. So, I mean, he's been amazing so far.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear from him, and good luck in the next rounds. We are going to the stage.
The Fade, captain of Team Aster. Man, fantastic game against Alliance. First question is, why did you choose such unusual heroes like Arc Warden and Terrorblade in this match?
Actually, I remember we are like last pick, and they pick like Ricky and Shadowfiend. So we all think Terrorblade can counter this hero easily, so we picked the Terrorblade.
You came here with the coach substitution with Lanem. What did he bring to your team, and how is the atmosphere right now?
I think Lem is really understands the game. He will teach us how to play this game. So I think he's a really good coach. That's true.
And your next match will be against Gambit. They play really dominant in this tournament. What do you think about them, and how do you think your match will go?
I think it's gonna be very hard because we are now in Ukraine, and it's they are a Russian team. So I hope this game will be funny. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you very much, and good luck in your next match. And back to you guys.
Over 15 assists per game in 200+ pro Dota 2 LAN competition matches. The only one to do that in the history of the game, that was Fade, whose team Aster just put on a clinic in demolishing the EU favorites in the StarLadder Minor. They'll be moving on. We're going to play that elimination match coming up in just a couple of minutes. But I want to bring my panel back in because, Lizard, since day one, you have been on the Aster train. You've been calling this team the favorites in the tournament, and boy, they sure looked like it there. Yep. They have yet to drop a map.
Like, when a team can draft against a hero such as Ricky, that's so popular right now in the meta, and draft something completely out of the box, pick a Terrorblade, who's known to be good versus Ricky, decent versus Beastmaster in the laning stage, but unpicked by anyone, just not picked throughout a few tournaments, and still win with it convincingly, there's something out there.
I'm going to get to you, Kyle, because you made a great point off air a couple minutes before you came on about the extent to which that Terrorblade really does counter that Alliance lineup, not just at the beginning of the game, but from top to bottom as the game goes on.
Yeah, you get Beastmaster attack speed aura, HOD aura, Vlad's, which Mars had one too, and you steal the SF presence. Just by popping Q, you effectively gain like another 2 items. And he's super far ahead. You shut down the Beastmaster. This lowers Alliance's ability to play with tempo. That mid tower's alive for like 20 minutes. That's it from there. And SCCC is going to accelerate way too fast. Limp played a near perfect game. Just did not matter.
I have to say that even though Aster looked like on a completely different level, Alliance didn't truly perform to, I don't know, the standards that they can definitely usually match. What they did is they had this Ricky and SF, and they had a decent laning stage, but after that they couldn't convert it into anything. Even with that crit on the Shadowfiend, he was dealing so much damage, and they were. I was thinking they're forcing the Starblade to pop his meta, to pop his BKB. Even Oracle ulti was used multiple times with no effect, but then Alliance, instead of hunting them, instead of going after the kills, they fall back until meta and BKB are back up again.
You could just tell Nico Baby, who's played with so much confidence, so much swagger throughout this TPC season, there's a reason we hyped him so much coming in. He just didn't have that same kind of confidence playing this draft.
And it felt like they kind of swapped roles, right? Limp is suddenly, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's owning this game, but he's kind of the killer and the win condition, whereas Nico is playing this sort of semi-carry Riki style, the Diffusal Rush. Does not feel like this is his style.
Yeah.
I think he's the guy you want on your hyper carries. And Alliance also just honestly outclassed here. Aster just felt like a better team. And I mean, they've done that against everyone here, so nothing to be ashamed of, but like, this squad is something else.
There's also a point to be made, I feel, about the farm distribution on the Aster side, because one of the issues that you'll notice as the game goes on, the Terrorblade is so fat, but the other 2 Aster cores look like they're falling behind. But Kyle, I thought you had a really good point. They had very specific needs and very specific roles, and were able to get just enough farm to do what they needed to do.
Yeah, Mars, instead of having some pipe, just blink Vlads. That's all you need. He's finding kills on this Riki constantly. He's setting up team fights. He's doing his job. Fade, secondary, just tons of lockdown. He's responsible for a couple of kills, notably the one on the Shadowfiend that sets up that mid-Rax push. And then there's an Oracle as well. Yeah, you have to target Oracle, which means SCCC never really has to worry about getting 100-0'd because you cannot go for him first.
And it really is about that Oracle. It really is about him standing back and saving these big cores, Puck. And I mean, when I say big cores, actually just Terrorblade, saving this Terrorblade.
Yeah.
As long as you manage to save Terrorblade, you pretty much win the fight. You could see here as well. TB goes in with the BKB, just runs them down. Ricky can't do absolutely anything to him. Look at that.
And also
few
the item
seconds
choice,
By this point now.
item choice on SCCC is perfect. This guy is just so damn good. Like I'm an Aster fan. I think this squad is going to do very well as the season continues. I think that if they were the team that took this minor, I think they'd be top 5 at the major, almost guaranteed, because I just think they're that solid, and they're only going to get better. They've played a ton of Dota the last 2 weeks. They've got their groove back, and they look solid.
I'm not sold just yet, only because I think the big question marks, Chuan, we've liked what we've seen so far, but is he going to be the kind of player that Ori was able to morph into last year? And Boboka.
Honestly, again, sorry, it's nothing to do with play.
Sure.
It's about watching these guys, the body language, and what I know about who they are as humans, right? SCCC, XXS, Fade, 3 of the more positive, energetic players in all of the Chinese scene. Now they're all together. You can see them having fun during the draft, during the games. There's a reason, arguably 2 of the greatest 3 Dota legendary drafters are now trying to coach the team. They replaced QQQ with Lanham as a sub-in. It's because they believe in these kids.
Also, I don't know if Kyle is going to agree with this, but when you're playing in a tournament or with a team and you get outclassed, you just feel it. You feel that someone is outclassing you. It's hard to describe, but sometimes you see that you have some win probabilities. You see that you can maybe win the game if you play your cards right. Sometimes you feel like you have no chance, like they're just dancing around you. And that's how it feels for me watching this Aster. It feels like they're dancing around their opponents.
You know, the great teams come into these kinds of events and you watch them play the big series, and even against the top flight opponents, they have this aura of inevitability that develops as the game goes on. And I think you could obviously, SCCC is the guy that pops to mind as the Terrorblade, but every single person on the side of Aster did exactly what they needed to at every point in that game. Very few mistakes that you can point to.
You really just can't find a hole. And again, they're winning games with heroes they haven't shown yet. And they're picking, this is what makes them scary to me, who's playing Terrorblade, right?
Yeah.
But they know, again, it helps when you have like 50 years of Dota experience sitting behind your PCs, or collective rather. It's a perfect Terrorblade game, so they pick it. And they have one of the best Terrorblade players in the world, and he plays it flawlessly. Like, this is an advantage that you just...
SCCC is just such an asset, period, right? I mean, he carried from the mid position for so many years, and now...
And it looks like a complete plan as well. It doesn't look like this Terrorblade came out of the team layer. That's also the thing. They were well prepared for this, Ricky. They were well prepared for the possibility of that pick. They go with the Terrorblade, and how do you see it? You see it by, it's a literal 4 protect 1 draft. You have Puck mid, you have Mars offlane. It had to be this pick.
2 points. 2 games in a row, Aster get last pick. 2 games in a row, they last pick SCCC's hero. Alliance first 2's Nico babies. I think they're going to have to tweak that if they want to take down this team in a rematch.
Absolutely. Well, and they are going to have their work cut out for them, not just in that potential rematch, but they get to play the very next series. We are moving on to an elimination match. Boom, who put on a great show this morning, taking the first game off of Gambit, who's been red hot, are going to face off against this very same Alliance team. That series is coming up in just a few minutes. Winner moves on, a loser goes home. Don't go anywhere.
opening matches of the StarLadder ImbaTV minor playoffs are done. And that means we have 2 teams in the lower bracket and 2 teams in the upper bracket. And we're going to see all 4 teams again today. 2 series ahead of us, and we're going to start it off with elimination on the line. We're going to have a match between Alliance and Boom. I'm here with Winter and Tsunami, and we are here to talk about, first of all, how these 2 teams got to this location, this lower bracket round 1. And we'll take it from there. Winter, I'm going to start you off with Boom ID. I must say they look solid. Sure, they lost against Gambit, but they seem like a lucky go happy team. I saw them in the green room, upbeat, ready for this match.
Well, I think that right now the last pick thing is quite important for both of the teams here, Boom against Alliance, because Alliance and Boom, they both have, I think, similar struggles in the last few games. In the draft, they're unsure about which hero to pick first, and they both been playing well, especially Boom. I think they just lost because of all of the preparation work the opponent did before the game was way better than what they did. And they only have five people, so they have to put in a lot more effort on thinking about what went wrong. So, and the last series we saw Aster, both games they were able to last pick SEC's hero, and they were able to have the strongest hero in the game itself. And when you have that advantage on your side, you're putting a lot of pressure on the opponent's team to always look for moves because they can't let the game drag out too long. So I think having the last pick right now seems to be a huge deciding factor in games.
That's a great analytic on all the Dota stuff, but I want to think about the emotional state of these
They're happy
teams.
to be here.
Of course, they're happy, but you know who's not happy to be here? It's Alliance. Alliance are not thrilled, especially seeing as how they just played a game. They just lost 2 games against what is now, we can pretty confidently say, to be the favorites of the tournament, Team Aster. And
well, they didn't, because the thing is, they didn't just lose. It was also they got beaten, right? Losing is okay. The draft maybe was not the one that they wanted to have, but we saw them lose with their Nico baby Medusa.
That's true.
They had all opportunity to ban out the Arc Warden if they wanted to, but they didn't feel like it was a problem. And that is a common hero that gets brought up in discussion when you are talking about counters to Medusa. But their Nico baby Medusa lost, and that has always been their go-to. Like, if all else fails, Nico baby Medusa here to save the day.
Maybe it's time to move to something else, but at the same time, I would still like to reiterate that having his hero pick last or whatever, the more you can wait to see the other heroes that the enemy pick, it'll give him a better chance of carrying the game. Because you think about how they function as a team. They have a space-making mid player, a selfless offlane player, and they have 2 supports that's also playing for, they like to play for their cause. So if you pick Nico's hero early, which they did in a couple of their games, and the last game was they picked him Ricky. It was very early at the pick number 10. He is a strong laner, yes, but the hero doesn't carry the game on his own. You know, he is more like he is also playing for someone else, which was the Shadow Fiend.
That's 2 sandwiches.
my man, you've taken 1 monster bite.
Well, that is a sign
right?
that he is going to be doing the carrying work.
Son is
Well,
hungry.
he's like saying Nico is out of gas.
You could only eat half a sandwich, Nico. I'm a man.
I must say, I think a lot of people are comparing this Alliance run to what we saw Nigma do in the previous minor. And Nigma, they went through the lower bracket and, you know, they ended up winning the whole thing. They played the most matches out of everyone. But I feel like there's a big difference. Why is it when we are talking about Nigma and lower bracket runs, we're like, a lot of people are like, it's fine because they play better. Why isn't that the case with Alliance when they're in the lower bracket? What is the big difference there when Alliance is in the lower bracket? It's like, oh, they're bad.
Problem
when Nigma is like,
solving.
it's fine, they're saving strats.
Problem solving. You have to be able to pinpoint what was the issue. The play, the draft, maybe the bans, or some sequence or some small little decision in the game, you know. Then you can adjust according. Just imagine if you actually think that the problem was a certain move in the game, but in actual fact, there was a huge error in leaving certain heroes open or banned, then it would just ruin your chances in the second game. That's why having a 6th person, I just can't say this enough. It's very, very important. Yeah, I know they have a 6th person. And he has to make sure that whenever something is wrong or something is going wrong, he has to be able to spot it and try to find a solution.
And and figure out the right problem.
Because the players are gonna be, oh my god, we didn't know what happened. Like they had a terrible game, they couldn't do anything. They're like thinking about what they did wrong. Sometimes it's very difficult when you're in this state of mind to figure out the big picture, what actually went wrong as a whole.
Yeah, Nigma as Liquid, I think a lot of credit goes to RMN for that legendary lower bracket run at the most recent TI. He was able to, I mean, being in lower bracket, we already know what Miracle's stance on being in lower bracket is and being in upper bracket. But still, like Winter said, to be able to diagnose what the issue is and be on like the precipice of elimination the entire time.
All right,
Wow.
so
Yeah, dude, you gotta look at the symptoms, my man. Dr. RMN we went to school for that.
but if we're gonna compare the two, there's a lot of people also saying the last finals of the Mad Moon tournament had a reverse sweep for Enigma, right? And everybody's like, wow, mental fortitude for Enigma, it's amazing. Grand finals, when does this ever happen
And
in a grand
right
finals?
now, Alliance is...
Wait a second, the last team to do it in a grand finals was Alliance, just in Rotterdam in October. They were able to reverse
Were they
sweep
playing
their
against
opponents.
Secret though?
No.
Okay.
But they did it anyway, like the
did do
mental
it.
fortitude was still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right now, even though they seem like they are the stronger, they are the favorites against Boom, but the mental state, I'm not sure if it's there, if it's the
Okay.
same. We'll
And
have to
mental state of
see in the
Boom
first
is
game.
fine.
Yeah, Boom is just, they were really happy.
Yes.
They've come this far. The last 3 times they participated in a minor, they all ended up losing in the first round. So this time it was a huge improvement for them as a team. Sure, they don't have a coach, they don't have an analyst this time, but they are still showing a lot of improvements and a lot of potential. Imagine if they have someone to help them. Imagine if they have that extra pair of eyes, extra pair of hands to help them with the draft, preparation.
Are you in the more?
You got a business card you could give them maybe, Winter?
This is a team, because you said it yourself, when you're looking at these teams that going into the tournament, you're not expecting them to win. What you're looking for is potential.
Yeah,
Do you see the potential?
yeah, they have a lot of potential. They're all young kids that don't know what's best for them. They're just like playing Dota. Oh, okay, we win, yay. We lose. We don't know what's wrong. Let's play next game.
I think Winter's got his job cut out for him here.
Yeah, what are you doing sitting over here?
I mean, they're my friends. I've been to Indonesia with them. I worked with them 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago.
Because you said they have not made it out of group stages in a minor before, and of course this season, this is their first minor. This is their first showing with this roster specifically as well, and they have been doing amazingly well. Also, they have, every series they've had has been a 2-1, apart from the one that they had against Aster, which was also the first series. You also said that might have been some kind of jet lag happening, perhaps, and on top of that, it was Aster. And they just look real good right now.
And a lot of the games that they lost, it wasn't really that they played, wow, they actually played so bad this game. Well, it was due to the fact that the preparation work before you could see the draft, what heroes they are banning, what kind of strategies they are employing. There are small little potholes here and there. Yeah, obviously, they didn't play the game perfect. I'm not saying, oh, they played the game 10 out of 10, but they just couldn't win the game because the heroes are limited.
I think everybody would agree that all the teams that we're seeing on stage this weekend, this week, they are not playing 10 out of 10. Otherwise, they would be at the major, not at the minor.
Aster is playing maybe
Aster's-
9
yeah.
out of 10.
For some reason, I keep waiting for Aster to be like, oh, this is why they're a minor team. And then after every single series, I'm like, no, this is a major team. What is
but
going on here?
It's weird because this has been the same Aster for a while, and I know that Aster's not playing right now, but I do want to tackle this. This has been the same team for a while. They've got knocked out 9-12 of every major they played in
That's
so
a good
far.
thing. Being the same roster for some time, it means that you're gonna eventually see some progress, and you believe in each other.
Well, it's fine to see progress, but I guess they are going backwards first because not qualifying for the major for Aster was definitely not progress because they did qualify for the other majors.
Yeah, but maybe they tried to change certain things in how they're trying to play, and then they got really bad because they weren't used to it. And then finally they understood what the coach was telling them, and then they are getting better right now.
That's consistently what we're looking for from all these teams.
Yeah.
We're hoping that they take a minor's worth of experience and apply it to long-term goals.
You have to lose, Shiva, before you win.
Hey, sure. I mean, these two teams are on the right track for that. Both of them coming up losses.
Doing nothing but losing.
Nothing but losing. Boom, at least, they managed to go one win in against Gambit. I am, based on everything we know from these teams this weekend, and I know on paper we're expecting Alliance to do better, but how do you guys feel like this series is gonna happen? Is it gonna be an even series? Is it gonna be, yesterday, Tsunami, you said of a series, it's gonna be a 2-0, regardless, whoever wins the first game will win the second. Is it something like that? What do you guys think is the deal here?
Before I saw the last series with Alliance losing, I would have obviously heavily favored Alliance. But now, if I see a team that does not have a coach like Boom, Alliance is one of the best opponents that they could go against, because the strategy against Alliance has been the same for every single team that has gone up against them.
Yeah.
It's just ban Nico Baby, and if it's not ban Nico Baby, then figure out a way to play against his favorite heroes. Same thing, I think, is the
Pick a
idea for him.
stronger carry than him.
Terribly.
So I thought
versus
that was the
Ricky?
case against some opponents, but remember that the laning phase, I am not that confident on either of the laning phases. Alliance relies on their poor laning phase because they're like, okay, Nico Baby will carry us eventually. Aster was like, if you suck at laning, we're just going to destroy you early on.
Yeah, so the last game, they picked Ricky, good laner, but he wasn't the strongest hero in the game.
That's true.
And they also first phased them. I think we talked a lot about Alliance yesterday as well, as how we want to see no Nico Baby hero in the first two.
Yes, I think that, but that's just Alliance drafting against themselves for some reason.
Yes.
They have to figure out what to pick for him, because I remember during the first day, Gambit banned all his heroes, and they couldn't find a replacement. It was quite obvious. They kept his hero till the end, but I think they ended up with a Spectre. They
Yes.
couldn't find any other good solutions.
Oh, I'm not saying wait till last, but maybe not first two.
Give him more priority. Yeah, give him more
Yeah.
priority. So he gets
Very
to
nice.
pick a hero that is much more comfortable for the team.
Which hero, or rather, which player do you want to be given the same priority on the side of Boom?
It's
Is
not
that
as in-
Mikoto?
Yeah,
No.
2 days ago, I would have thought Mikoto.
No,
Yeah.
But now
even
it's
though
more
he's
even.
even though he's the 10k MMR, I think that the true priority is the carry player, Dreamercell.
I don't know. His Mikoto's Void Spirit is the first
Yeah,
game
but
today
it's
was
not
pretty
exactly
hot.
a win condition hero. His heroes can come out early and he's still going to excel with it. But you need to pick the correct hero and the right hero. They both kind of have similar struggles with doing that. Do we pick the carry hero early? But everyone is banning all our carry heroes. What do we do? And they tried, a couple of games, they tried to pick the troll early. Then they picked the slug. But it wasn't the strongest hero in the entire game. Sure, it's a hard carry hero, but he wasn't the strongest in the entire game.
All right, is there any chance that Alliance could maybe let Limp win a game for them? Is it too late to go to the drawing
I'm not
board
saying
here?
he's a bad mid player, but he's not that kind of
He's
player.
a different type of player.
You need to look at the composition of what they have right now and work with that. They have a space-making mid hero. They have a super hard carry. So you want to play and draft around it. How do I find a balance between getting a suitable hard carry without jeopardizing the lanes too much of the mid laner? But I think Limp, we've seen so far, he doesn't really care about going to, oh, this is a really bad matchup. Was it the Ember game? He was laning against Monkey King. He did.
Yeah.
It was supposed
Yeah.
to be a terrible matchup. Yeah, sure, he got bullied in the lane, but he survived the lane, and he was able to still do his job. That's why I don't think he needs priority in the draft.
Well, it looks like we're seeing everybody putting on their headsets. It looks like that draft is only moments away. And now we've talked a lot about priority for players. Are there any heroes that you should give priority on? I think we are going to see Boom just removing the Medusa, so let's not even discuss that one.
I think Morphling or Terrorblade for me would come up. Morphling, Terrorblade, Anti-Mage. These are the three heroes because we constantly discuss about what is the strongest hero in the game, and those heroes are the strongest heroes in the game. If you have an opportunity to pick them.
I think they'll let it go. I think they'll be like, yeah, we just saw you lose with Medusa.
And we'll pick Terrorblade.
Does anyone know how to play Arc Warden on this team?
Yes, the carry plays Arc Warden.
Okay then. Is
Well,
he
there
as
you
good
go.
as SCCC?
Yeah, he's very good with the hero.
Okay
There
then.
you go.
Problem solved.
So don't bet.
Dota is so easy,
It's just
Neil.
that simple.
It's just a big
Take
rock,
the
paper,
box.
scissors
We
game.
play Arc Warden, yes.
Yes.
Take the box. Let's pick Arc Warden next game. Give
Whoa.
Medusa another box.
Yeah, exactly. The Medusa box is critical. I'm not saying just pick our Warden all willy-nilly here, but I think that the cracks have been shown in Alliance's armor. That is Nico Baby. and it's up to Boom ID to exploit those.
When you say that, you look at how they are actually drafting throughout the tournament. It feels like they are trying to expand their horizons. Everyone knows that they are relying on Nico Baby to win the game. That's why certain games you can see them putting priority on trying to win Neta's lane on his offlane heroes, or they try to give Limp a better matchup, you know. But all those games they have struggled trying to close out the game because Nico Baby is not strong enough, or he had a bad laning phase. They need to try to find the balance, which is what the coach hopefully will try to find out and solve it for the team.
So then, let's say that they've solved the Nico Baby issue on Alliance, and they think that they have that under control. What should they attack on Boom? What weaknesses?
I don't think they are a team that would focus on what the enemy is doing too much. They are more like, we're just going to make sure we run our show, the Nico Baby show.
But they do that every time, though.
That's how they win Dota.
That's also how they lose Dota.
I think also Alliance is in a position where it's not enough to only have Nico Baby. Alliance is not just trying to make it to TI, which they probably based on points already did. They're trying to win TI. So if you're looking at teams that have the potential of winning TI at the moment, like all the top teams in the world, there's one thing that is kind of overarching is every single team, you could name an MVP of that team and it could be anybody. Yeah. Everybody is pulling their weight. You can't just rely on one person to carry you through because that would mean that you're too predictable.
I'm not saying the rest are not pulling their weight, but the way they run the plan is everyone has a specific role, but the game-winning role most of the time comes from Nico Baby.
Yeah.
But the rest still has to put their part in the puzzle.
But shouldn't you be able to have different strategies and not just have all eggs in the Nico Baby basket?
Yes, just like how Gambit did. Yeah, if you can do that, sure.
Yeah.
You pick win condition heroes based on order sequence. If you have the overall last pick, it's easier for you to put the win condition on the mid laner. And if you have first pick, generally that you want to put it on the carry. But they are flexible. I'm not sure if Alliance have that flexibility because Limp is a natural space maker.
Well, we have got first pick going the way of Boom, means Alliance gets last pick. They could set Nico Baby up
no Dusa.
How
no
disappointing.
Dusa, no Void Spirit.
Whatever, it's game one. Maybe they'll let Dusa slip.
I think if you're Boom, why would you? I understand from Aster's perspective, you know, you're in the upper bracket already, you can't afford to drop a game. It's like, let's see, you're just saying to Alliance, bring it. You know exactly what they're going to do. Let's see what you can do with that hero. And you beat it.
They banned Medusa and Alliance picked Riki. That was what Aster did. So maybe they're kind of hoping that
they have a Riki strat?
Yeah, Nico is going to play a Riki again since he doesn't have his Medusa. Because I think if they do that, it's going to play into Boom's favor.
I think that was not a great game, and maybe he doesn't want to play Riki anymore.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be more likely to go back to Faceless Void or something like that.
Yeah.
But is Faceless Void really that good?
No.
They had a couple of...
Is Riki really that good?
Riki is good if you have a game-winning mid hero, like a win condition on mid.
But that's the point, is that Nico Baby has to be the win condition. So what you're telling me is that Ricky's not the hero for him, and then Void is.
But the thing is, like, Void has a huge weakness right now with the cooldown of the Chronosphere.
No.
It's a very long cooldown, and what happens most of the time, you win a fight, then bye-bye, Roshan is dead. You can't do anything.
So, Winter, what do you think? Is Alliance still going to pick up Nico Baby's hero in the next two heroes?
I hope not.
But what do you think?
I think they might. But I hope not.
I don't think against Boom they will. I think against Aster they felt pressured draft-wise because they were like, okay, we're going to get banned out, or whatever best hero there is eventually going to get banned out.
They should keep things open by either picking like a flexible core or just pick two supports like Clockwork +1, a Rubik +1, or just keep everything open.
All right. So what is a flexible? What is a 33 and a Hanskin hero? Okay, that's not flexible. I guess
Mars is like a
33 and a Limp
Mars
hero.
is useful,
All
like
right.
Rubik, Mars.
and Rubik.
Useful,
no Nico Baby
useful
hero.
heroes that are flexible, doesn't give away too much. That is like a perfect ambiguous opening, doesn't really reveal too much. Obviously, the Mars is more or less going to be like the off lane, for Alliance. Don't think they're gonna do something like Gipkey mid Mars.
Well, that's what there's minor flex potential, but yes, not nearly as much as Fours would have had.
Seconds remaining.
Okay, so for Boom, how do they respond to this? Because you see the like most likely the offlane, Rubik plus Mars. Do you want to pick your carry here right away? A suitable hero that can deal with the offlane of Alliance.
I think you pick another support or an offlane. I think both teams in this draft are going to be hiding there.
Most likely, I think here you want to pick, if you don't see a good support pick, you want to pick either the mid hero or the carry hero, because this pick is very valuable being on a first pick. You pick the hero on number 10 after seeing 2 heroes, and you go into the ban phase right away, eliminating 2 heroes that are good against what you picked. Use it wisely. Use it wisely.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do want to set that up. And Lifestealer does okay against Mars Rubik?
Yeah, he is very good against Mars in the laning phase.
And later on, you can just walk in and out of the arena with Rage.
Yeah, they ban out Razor instantly as a
Razor
good
has
hero
to be removed.
Lifestealer. Something else that I think they probably should want to remove is a Snapfire, because it's pretty good with the Mars combo.
Yeah, but if they feel like there's a core that Lifesteal doesn't want to face up, they probably want to ban that.
Okay.
If they do not have any immediate obvious things to ban, yeah, maybe they could ban out the Snapfire. And this game, you could probably see like Terrorblade against Lifestealer, good old times, the classic matchups. I do hope that Alliance picks some hero that is stronger than a Lifestealer for Nico Baby.
You mean a hero that can like go later than Lifestealer, or a hero that has more carry potential than a Lifestealer? Because right now a Lifestealer seems to be like pretty top tier, despite any 7.24B nerfs. I think he's legitimately like still one of the strongest carries. As long as you remove the Razor, which is something that we saw yesterday was a failure of another team, but even whenever you have an Oracle behind the Lifestealer now, like Spell Immune, Piercing, Disable, like a Beastmaster or anything would not be that great because you've got Oracle False Promise right behind him.
5 seconds.
Oh, so they ban out the Huskar, like worrying about the Oracle plus Oracle Huskar. This is like something we haven't seen like for ages.
Yeah,
Keeps
people
being
like
scary.
troll Warlord more these days as cheesy Oracle combos. Nico Baby Morphling banned out.
Nico Baby plays Troll.
That Troll's okay, but I kind of like Terrorblade against Lifesteal. High armor hero against.
Would you have considered that if you hadn't just seen Aster play Terrorblade? Because I thought Terrorblade was a little bit forgotten.
Because it's already a bit forgotten.
Yeah.
But the hero got some minor, very small buffs recently, and the meta is like feels like it's shifting towards very, very strong late game heroes because of how you want to use the last pick to have a strongest hero in the game. So the hero feels like he is kind of viable.
I felt like Aster justified that Terrorblade just because there were so many good auras to steal between SF and Beastmaster.
On top of things, they picked Terrorblade into a game where the enemy had so many wave clear for the illusions, and it still worked out for them.
Right, yeah, because I think they just relied on reflection. They thought Inner Beast and Presence was enough to make a Terrorblade worthwhile.
That is true. So and for Alliance, you're most likely we're gonna see like a position 5 hero come out next. That could be good against the Lifesteal, so you need some BKB piercing disables. Thinking about like Winter Wyvern, Bane.
Yeah, Wyvern. Where's Wyvern been at?
You don't think that
But they
I
have
know
Oracle. Sorry?
It's maybe not the greatest against Lifestealer, but Ancient Apparition is still in the pool, and we know Fata really likes that.
No, there's no
and
AA.
they can.
AA is banned by Alliance.
Oh, they are bad. My bad. I'm blind. Popsicle out.
It is okay. You have 4 more eyes here.
Thanks. That's that's why I got you guys. Otherwise, I could do the entire panel by myself.
Of course.
But thanks. Puck banned out. That's the one they don't want to.
How do you feel about Phantom Lancer for Alliance?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. And because they banned the puck, it looks quite like a reasonable pick for them. But they have to make sure that they are able to secure his lane, because PL is quite weak in the laning phase. I guess what Alliance would just typically do is just put 3 people on his lane and just secure his early game.
Yeah, especially since Rubik can't really be the best tri-lane support.
Dire team pick.
Vengeful Spirit.
Whoa.
That's a pretty good pick to buff up the carry. Has a save and has a BKB piercing disable. A swap. It's really good with the Terrorblade or whatever hard carry they're gonna pick after this.
They were forced to play against it when Aster picked it up, I believe, in the first game of the series that they played. They saw some good features there. Figured we'll try some of that.
10 seconds remaining.
They could go in for some armor strats on Alliance. Maybe make it a mid Mars and then go for like a StarLadder for 33.
To be honest, I also, even though they didn't win the game, but Limbs SF was actually quite decent too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, here is the important hero. Do they pick the mid hero here, or they pick a carry?
Would you say there's still enough options for Nico Baby in the pool to
Yes, I think.
delay for last pick?
I think there's like Troll, there's Terrorblade.
PL.
Yeah, there's PL.
But they don't
And I-
know their mid matchup yet, and they do know.
Yep, this is great. Nico Baby gets the 22nd pick. This is great.
You're happy with this?
Yeah. And it's a very, very familiar hero for Limp as well. Even though it's not particularly meta right now, Death Prophet is one of his signatures.
Yeah.
It works really well with the bench, minus armor, so he can deal more damage with the ghosts.
Yeah, and the freaking, if he gets the Aghanim Scepter, the spell immune piercing slow from the ghosts is so irritating for a lifestealer to deal with.
It just gives them like a clear way of playing. The 4 heroes are going to stick together, hit towers, have team fight, and Nico Baby is just going to farm. That's what Alliance wants with their draft. So what do they pick to deal with this DP here? They kind of need... I'm not sure if they want to storm with the lifestealer, because there's like 2 options here. Either you pick a hero that will allow the lifestealer to excel, or you just pick a counter matchup to focus on winning the lane against the DP. Okay, this is a pretty good hero against DP, so you can X-Mark and single her out before she gets her use, but they do have the Venge to save.
There's also a good defensive option against Venge though, if you X one of
Oh
your
yeah,
teammates.
that is actually true, that is true. But he has swapped twice.
Sure, yeah, but I mean, like, if let's say Lifestealer is sieging high ground, you can just X him, and you don't have to worry about him getting swapped massively out of position.
It definitely helps a lot. If you can get to the point where you're sieging the high ground.
Yeah, which against a Venge and Death Prophet, they definitely have some strong push early on in Alliance. Oh, they actually ban out the StarLadder.
Boom, or Pango.
What are some
guess-
FBZ heroes?
Yeah, I guess he'll go for Pango more. He's really comfortable with the hero.
FBZ is played. Centaur, Pango, Mars,
Don't really
Abaddon.
like Centaur. I like Pango or Beastmaster here for them.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Abaddon's not that useful. There's not really anything worth dispelling.
The other heroes, or you could try to on the other heroes. That would be possible as well.
My issue with the Brew is that you have like pretty atrocious wave
Yeah,
clear,
but the
though.
lane is also quite. I don't know, like Brew and Tiny doesn't sound too great in the laning phase, and they don't really see the carry yet. But those are like the options where it gives you like something general, because I don't think you can expect the lane to go well because you don't see the carry hero. So you need to want to pick a hero that would be useful, even though he might have a very hard early game.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the entire draft went by without Nyx Assassin. Doesn't fit anymore, but just wanted
Isn't
to...
that great? No Nyx?
What?
Isn't that great? No disgusting hero?
I mean, you know, there's a little bug. He doesn't get into the spotlight that often.
It's true.
And then the moment that he is, everybody's like, nerf him!
So
That's
here
just
comes the
sad.
Phantom Lancer. Oh, what does he want here? What was the heroes we said just now? Terrorblade, Phantom Lancer, Troll.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I think those are the 3. I can't really see anything else fitting in against Boom's lineup.
5 seconds remaining.
Because there's so much disable on Boom.
Yeah.
Either that or you pick like a really early BKB carrier. Or is Jug any good?
I'm not sure about that hero. Jug is definitely decent against the Kanka.
Yeah, and he pushes reasonably fast, which is what it seems like Alliance
It does
kinda want.
synergize well with the DP push.
A roll.
Troll.
Now select your heroes.
I feel good if I'm Boom and I see he's on Troll.
But he got 22nd pick though.
He got, yeah. He got all the priority in the world. You know, everything was laid out on the table. And then the last pick is like,
I would
what
have
do you
been-
want to win the game with?
I would have been more worried if I see like some Terrorblade on him. But Troll does do really well against Beastmaster in the laning phase. That is a plus for him.
Because he can kill the boar.
Yeah, he can
easily.
kill the boar and he can just bully the beasts out of the lane.
What is important for Boom to be able to do well this game?
I think you need to slow down the push. You need to make sure you don't lose like all your tier 1 towers by 25
Fight
minutes.
wisely and not try to fight when the enemy is stronger with you. They do have, both sides have very good team fight with the Mars against the Kunkka.
Yeah.
So it's all about like using the Beastmaster Hawk to make good decisions on which fights are the fights that you should take.
Vision.
Yeah, the vision.
Important, the vision battle. And about Alliance, is it all eyes on Nico, baby, or what are we looking at?
As per usual, at least. This time,
He's gonna get
gonna be golden.
All right.
and Nico maybe getting a 22nd pick, so I am just going to go with that.
All right.
He has the strongest, he thinks that's the strongest hero in the game for him.
Yes. Well, let's see if he's right. Let's see this first game of the elimination match with Onipixel and Lacoste.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, I mean, Lacoste, we sort of heard it from the panel. This draft, Alliance coming in with a different approach in their strategy, saving this last pick for Nico, baby, rather than getting this sort of first 2 carry pick revealed in their lineup. Do you like it, and do you think that they've come in with quite a good closer to this one?
Yeah, I like it. That's the way they played it for the past like 2-3 months, and it was very successful for them, giving him this win condition, giving him a good matchup against the Beastmaster. As Winter said, should have a good laning stage. Boom ID, they have extremely skilled individuals. They are playing as a team. Mikoto and Dreamercell, their individual skill is off the charts. It really is. Some of the like Western viewers probably don't know about them, but they've been to a couple of events, you know, and he hit 10k MMR in Southeast Asia, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, even in sort of any region, but 10k MMR is just something that you have to really respect. And well, we'll see if Alliance is going to have that respect here for them. And it's going to have the strat that they want to do. They've obviously got this lineup that's going to have this very impactful team fight. You're seeing so these arena opportunities to set up these exorcisms and sort of a troll in the middle of it all, battle chancing and trying to beat up everybody. But Boom, they've got counter plays, right? They can toss people to sort of a distance, trying to keep them safe. The save's going to be there from Kezcube with the false promise. And as always, in any sort of these team fight situations, as long as the boat comes crashing down with the rum, it will be that little bit harder for Alliance to get the kills during those ultimates.
It will be. These are 4 strength heroes on side of Boom, but they're all melee. Playing into Mars, into Dead Prophet, which means you need to get close. So you can't just poke from far away. So Dead Prophet ulti is going to be extremely efficient in this particular matchup. Also, Roche taking. If they get a good fight near the Roche post the 15-minute mark, it's kind of guaranteed Roche for Alliance. A lot of minus armor, and would combine that with Dead Prophet, ulti is going to be extremely efficient.
Looking at some of these lane setups, do you think we're going to see a certain area of the map go a little one-sided, or are these all sort of even matchups? Who's going to suffer the most here in this laning stage?
Dead Prophet is not known to be the greatest laner, but has a lot of damage right now. 69, nice, +2 at the moment. So with having a Spirit Siphon on, should deal okay. And Lemp is doing a good job just harassing Kunkka a lot. Bottom lane, Troll should get a free farm. You have 2 range heroes against the 2 melee ones. Even if you summon a board, they just use the Wave of Terror plus Axis to slow him down. Minus armor and a couple of right clicks should do the trick.
Yeah. And what sort of build are you hoping to see from Nico, baby, this game? Is it going to be sort of Battle Fury, or do you want to see an early diffusal on him?
The way he played over the past 2 days, he prioritizes Battle Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, if he gets a good timing on a Battle Fury, that's fine. And then build into this status resistance build. They have no kind of burst damage, so he can just stand his ground and fight them. But he will need to get Basher eventually against the Lifestealer. They have no abilities that go through BKB besides Dead Prophet ulti.
Yeah, that's, if he does get the axe down the lineup, that's going to help limp out a little bit in those situations. And looking across the board off these first few waves, nobody really getting locked entirely out of the lanes. All 6 cores having a fair old time as things remain pretty static in these first 2 minutes. As we see up top, 33 is able to quickly clear out the wave, and he's doing very good sitting at the top. As is Mars at the moment, and he really is going to be the man that leads the charge in the team fight. So Alliance very reliant on 33 getting this good start, so he can get that 6 as soon as possible and ready to make plays aggressively with Limp. As you can imagine, Alliance are going to start moving around the map, making some space for Nico Baby, as they usually try to do so, and take those early tier 1 towers with the push of the Death Prophet.
The problem is they have 2 long cooldowns, Death Prophet and Mars ulti, and this is where Boom should shine. Their heroes can pretty much fight all the time. Yeah, you're relying on both, of course, but even if it is off, if it's on cooldown, you can still take a fight. 18 CS on Mars on top lane. 33 just going ham.
Yeah, he's having a brilliant time up there. It's not enough that this sort of Oracle Lifestealer lane can do to pressure him. Anytime Lifestealer sets forward, 33's always going to have these 2 nukes to rely on to always guarantee CS. It's Dream and Cell again steps forward, but Hansken, these sort of little things, just anytime you're laning against a Rubik, the Fate Bolt is always going to be very infuriating. Mid lane, the CS remaining close. It's a slight edge for Limp. Overall, there's this sort of slight lead now across the board. It's starting to add up. All 3 lanes going a little better for Alliance, as they do overall have that 1k lead quite early on, around this 4-minute mark coming up.
This Oracle can't play aggressive in this top lane. You're playing with the Lifestealer, and this might be the first blood if he lands a spear.
And he's going to look for the angle, and he doesn't even need it, in fact. With the Fate Bolt, there's enough burst. Alliance do get that first blood up top, and now they can turn maybe towards Dreamercell as well. He's still got the spear to play with 33. Dreamercell's got to be very careful, and no points in the raid. So if 33 finds him and lands a spear to the tree, Dreamercell will be gone, but Dreamercell is able to juke it around long enough to buy time for Kezcute to come back into the lane. And Kezcute does have ample regen to offer up 2 tangos and a salve if Dreamercell feels the need to take one of those.
None of the lanes are going well for Boom at the moment, so Tiny decides to rotate. All right, we're going to sacrifice the bottom lane. We need to make something happen on this top lane.
Yeah, I like this. This is a smart move from Boom. They've got to do something to change up the flow so far. They're trying to bait 33 into some action. They'll look for the easier kill. They'll just find the toss back onto Hansken. That'll do the job. A good bit of gold going to Dreamercell to help him out in the lane.
Nicely done. Bottom lane was pushing in, which means that the FBZ will get XP and some farm on the bottom, so Tiny can make a rotation. Also, that Endless Rune really helped.
Yeah, and also able to use this space to get in, take the bounty rune from Alliance's half of the map, so Boom do get the majority of the bounty runes. 3-1. And back down bottom. Also on top of that, they'll find themselves a kill. Father came over to see what he could find up on the dire side around their rune spawn, and all he ended up finding was his death. So Boom starting to make some smart plays to rectify the bit of a loss they were having on all 3 lanes.
I want to see Hansken move to mid lane. That Prophet will have ulted. Also, there is a siege creep to try to put some pressure on the mid tower. Kanka's fairly low, has his bottle being delivered to him. They rotate 3 heroes. They might take this tower if Boom does not respond, but I already see Tiny and Oracle moving towards mid. 3 versus 3, 6 minutes in.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see what they can do to try and put a stop to this exorcism commitment from Limp. I mean, is there anything at all? It's going to be hard. Anyone that steps forward will get gone on by Hansken and Fada. They're searching deep. And we'll see the Oracle as they do show themselves, at least Kezcute will. Right now, the Fortune's end. Torrent will clip onto the bench, but this is so hard for Boom to really fight into, as it seems to be. All they can do is sit back and watch this tower fall. A very successful push there from Alliance. The Boom, they just don't really have the heroes to deal with at this moment in the time, and now they may even lose some of them. There's a deep move from Alliance. There will be a toss back towards the tower, but Limp gets healed back up to full by the Exorcism. The Exorcism does end, but he's still trying to dive in aggressively, and he'll get away with it. They're able to chase down, hide, nuke him out with the Crypt Swarm. Alliance, they take the tower, they take a kill, and Boom, they just did not have the resources to do anything in response.
I love the rotation from Alliance. This is how you play. It's easy to expect it. You know that they are going to play with the Siege Creep unit, whether it's a Death Prophet or Dragon Knight. You will have that level 6, 6 minutes in. You saw the rotation from Boo, but they couldn't do anything because of that really nice positioning, cutting through the trees from 2 Alliance supports, and they completely zoned them out. They even didn't have the glyph because they were playing aggressively with the glyph on the top lane. Still took the tier 1 tower and also put in some deep vision in their forest.
Yeah, and you can imagine at this sort of pace, once that exorcism's back up in a minute, Limp's going to be moving to one of these side lanes, almost certainly the top, and trying to take away Boom's safe lane tier 1 tower. Or whilst this is happening, no, Boom, they've got to make this decision. Do they want to try and defend, or are they going to make a play sort of in a counter move to put pressure onto NicoBaby? Because whilst this is going on, if Boom are trying to formulate some sort of a defense, NicoBaby's only going to start getting more and more space as the troll.
Oracle can't really make any kind of rotations. Tiny should be the one, and Kunkka. It's a lot on Kunkka's shoulders. He is level 7. He also wants to farm the jungle since he lost the tier 1 tower on the mid, but his boat needs to be able... This is their damage, otherwise they have nothing. Also, Beastmaster is about to hit level 6, so I want to see someone rotate to the bottom lane to try to grab a kill.
Yeah, they've got to do something about this half of the map. This is definitely sort of the place where it's easiest for Boom to play. If they move down here and just get in the face of NicoBaby, who, as I say, it's just been having uninterrupted farm. You see, I mean, on the CS, in fact, all 3 cores, like 53, 51, 51 last hits. They've got pretty much perfect last hits on all 3 cores of Alliance. This is a problem for Boom. They've got to make a move somewhere. Top lane, Dreamer Cell, he's under pressure. TP's coming in. This is immediate move from Alliance. As soon as the Exorcism is back up, Boom, can they put a stop to this fight? They'll look towards 33. 33 will get cut down. They've got the burst combo onto Limp, but is it quite enough? They'll hold him in place with the root, but he's healing himself back up with the Siphon. They've brought 4 heroes in here, Boom. They have killed off 33, and they will manage to push Alliance back. So it takes a lot of heroes, but it does do the job, and we'll make sure that Limp doesn't get away with another easy tier 1 tower with this second Exorcism usage.
That's exactly what they needed. You don't need to get any kills, just stop Limp from getting those early tier 1 towers. They even got the kill on 33. They need to bring numbers. They understand their supports are not that strong, especially Oracle, who's only level 4 at the moment.
Yeah, they do need to try and find some way for Kescute to get up there. Alliance, despite not having the Exorcism, they still know their strength, and I know that they can very well attempt this tier 1 tower without the need for the ultimate. So they'll hang around, stick up here. They know that NicoBaby is also getting that continued space down bottom. Obviously, Boom were able to push them away earlier. Now, not really looking to give it a second go. They'll let Alliance take this. They know it's going to take Alliance a little bit longer than Alliance sort of hoped for, so it is also giving Boom the time to catch up a little bit on their heroes.
They will get the tier 1 tower on the top. They also set up a vision on the bottom lane so Troll can farm safely. They have a lane ward and they have 1 deeper ward, so any kind of rotation should be spotted. NicoBaby also 1 point in ulti, so pretty hard to take down. They also have a tower to TP to, and right now he understands the way Boom is playing. Just stay away from them.
Yeah, Boom making the necessary moves, making sure that they do have at least one of those outposts coming into the 10-minute mark. They can get their share of the XP. Overall, though, the gold definitely continuing to rise heavily in favor of Alliance with these towers that they're able to take, and the space that they carry is getting a 3k lead. Boom. Now look for the tier 1, and already NicoBaby has left the area. So Alliance showing no indication of trying to hold on to this. They're more than happy to try and take control of Boom ID's jungle and start to get these waves pushed towards the tier 2s.
Beastmaster's ulti is not going to be that effective if Farah will be anywhere close. That swap will have a very high efficiency in those engagements in the mid game. Smoke. That Prophet ulti is up again. Also, Faded Brooch on DP. That's one of the best tier 1 items you can get. You need mana, you need Moose Pit on that. Oh, perfect. Arcane Rune on top of that.
And there's a little bit of a rune bait. They're all smoked up, waiting to pick it up to see whose attention it drew in. And it did catch the attention of Kescute. Coming a little too close, and Alliance from the shadows with that smoke were able to pounce on him. And yeah, Limp, I mean, he's definitely going to want to try and find a usage of this Exorcism whilst the Arcane Rune's up. He's hanging around this mid lane. Going to bring Makoto in so he can start to clear the wave back out. But Alliance, they're almost certainly going to look to keep this pressure up and get this ult going once again from the DP.
This 1 point in silence could change things up in the whole fight. One of the most underrated spells in the game, I would say. That Prophet was not picked that often lately, but 3-second AoE silence, and they're going straight into Roche Pit.
I like it. I mean, he wants to make a play with the Exorcism once that Arcane's up, and he will. Pops it, into the pit they go. And they know with the way that they've been able to create this lead so far, Boom are just not really ready to tackle them outside of the safety of
Three-man
their half of the
torrent.
map. I mean, Makoto, he's trying to mess with them, and it is slowing it down. Alliance, they've got the backup of 33. 4 heroes here. It looks like they are spooked enough by that torrent. Limp is a little too low. The exorcism is finishing, so they will lack the damage to quickly take down Roshan now. And I guess that's all it took, just a poke from Makoto. And Alliance's play is halted.
Huh. They needed a bit extra damage. Only one level wave of terror at the moment. Maybe if it was higher, they could have had enough. The extra minus armor combined with the Dead Prophet ulti.
Oh, very nice.
It was a risky play. They wanted to do something with that Arcane Rune on Dead Prophet, but still, Roshan a bit too tanky.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, without the poke with the torrent, they would have felt confident to stick around for it. So the little plays that really do count, just Makoto having the awareness to head over and try and spook them a little bit. And that will certainly sort of take a load off the back of Boom, as they won't have to worry, at least yet, about a push from Alliance coming in with an Aegis on one of their cores.
Alliance wants to play passive this game. They understand Tiny, he's not getting any kills. Oracle still level 5. He even bought the Tome for himself. Okay, there it is, it's coming. So that's gonna get him to level 6. They can play around the DP ulti, give farm to Troll, who's going for that Battle Fury, only 700 gold away from it. Then he's going to continue to farm for another 3 to 5 minutes, finish one item, and then he can join the fight.
Yeah, they really do need that sort of jump and burst to have a chance of taking down Limp. Limp being in this game against all these big, beefy melee heroes, he's always going to have the Siphon pumping and just providing him with so much safety and doing so much damage to these high HP heroes with the percent-based damage you can kick out from the Siphon. It's top lane. Kodo trying for a bit of an opening onto the Rubik. Hyde is able to roll in, get the 2-man avalanche very nicely to the 2-man Rube. Boom, that's the coordination you want to see. Excellent setup and 2 clean kills for Boom.
Not sure what the Alliance was trying to do there with only 2 supports. If you want to fish for any kind of info on this dead lane, you should do it with your position 5. I mean, they gather the info, so Troll will be able to play more aggressively on the bottom lane, just about to finish that Battle Fury. And I love the build that Nico Baby has been going for the past 2 days. Battle Fury, even on Faceless Void, straight into BKB. Like, he does not want to mess around, wants to be able to participate in the fights. Also, they need that Prophet to hit level 12, so that's going to double the amount of ghosts from 8 to 16.
Yeah, we'll see what the build that Limp likes to go for is this game after the Yules. I wonder if he does want to go for the Aghanims. It still feels like such a value item on this hero. And we'll see what Limp does decide to work his way towards next.
I think he can afford to go for Ags, as already Yule Scepter, so any kind of a combo from Kunkka should be broken with that Yule Scepter. Also, you have Venge with that swap. Even if Beastmaster ultis you, or if you're caught in a bad spot, Fada will sacrifice his life to save you.
Yeah, you've got that just the sort of defensive teammates ready to make the moves. And you know, as mentioned, you know, not just the fact that the Siphon's great, because you're playing against all these melee tanky heroes, the fact that they are all melee, you're just hitting them, you know, you're hitting numerous heroes with each of your abilities, so you're going to get so much benefit from the additional ghosts coming out from that Axe. Nico Baby, Battle Fury done, 1,000 gold already towards that BKB as he picks up the Ogre Club. His game, just 0-0-0, that's how he likes it. 15 minutes in, absolute free farm on the Troll. And not something that's going to be too easy for Dreamer Cell's Lifestealer to keep up with in terms of farm. He's got the armlet done, trying to get his halberd. At least when he has those 2 first major items, he'll have a good solid answer to the Troll. But until that time being, the farm of Nico Baby will be that little bit faster with him having the capabilities of the Battle Fury.
We've seen that yesterday. Same build from Nico Baby, Battle Fury into BKB against Heaven's Halberd, and it was not efficient. Like, you have ability to... But you need to pop it before, like, you can't just save it. Otherwise, you might end up with almost 5 seconds being disarmed while you have magic immunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've really got to be on the ball with how you use it, not being able to dispel it. That's mid lane, Boom. Starting with a bit of pressure themselves as they look towards this mid-tier 1 tower. Alliance, they are going to certainly want to fight this. 33 tries to lead in, but he misses the spear. They won't get the connection, and now Boom, they're quick to turn. Going with the X-Mark Torrent onto Fada. That's the Venge caught on the front line, so suddenly a key save is lost. The boat comes crashing down as well at the dog pad. They get the two of them. This is beautiful execution from Boom as they just come towards mid. Alliance, they step forward in an attempt to take a fight, and Boom, they just wipe the floor with the three of them.
A very nice rotation from Boom. They bring the numbers. They
Can
have
they
the
get this
vision
as
from the
well?
Hog.
Look at this catch. There'll be a defensive Yules, but Limp's being surrounded, and they're going to get this one as well. He's healing up with the Siphon, but they'll nuke him down. The Tidebringer hit from Makoto is perfect. And Boom, they're turning up in big time. They're not even done. They'll move over towards Nico, baby. This troll is alone. He needs help. It's slowly coming in. Fada's back in the game, trying to provide some sort of safety for the troll. Nico, baby, pops the ult. They're having to buy back on Limp. They realize this troll is in so much danger, but the disarm, Fada swaps him back. But the burst, they jump out with the lifestealer. Dreamercell gets the kill over towards Fada. Now back towards Limp. Alliance, they're desperately trying to recover this fight. The Boom has taken control of. Can they get any kills in return? Dreamercell, he's just a little bit too tanky. Limp, he's getting tossed up. He's in trouble. He brought back for this Limp. He cannot afford to die, but he does. He goes down for a second time this fight. He's gone for 70 seconds. Boom, they're just running over Alliance, just out of nowhere with this mid push and this incredible team fight play. They're still going at it. Toss up onto 33. He will be able to turn and take the life of FBZ. What else can he get?
Can they get a spear? They need to get one more kill. Tiny bought a Blink Dagger. Even if he dies, it's not going to be that much of a problem. They catch Lifestealer, but it does not connect.
And they are out of there. Boom. Making Alliance sweat right there. You see coming in a 3K gold swing.
That dieback is going to cost them a lot. Also, Troll, the Heaven's Halberd was finished before his BKB. Swap not timed perfectly because he was still trying to attack people, which we're going to see on the replay. Disarm still runs forward towards the Kunkka, dies. I think the problem was Venge caught at tier 1 tower. Like, she needs to stay away as further as she can and then use the swap defensively. She can't die first. Or you can do that and have a buyback, but he was very poor at the moment, only 200 gold.
Yeah, he wasn't able to get back in, and obviously meant that we did see these buybacks being expended by the bigger heroes. As you said, Limp's game is going to take a bit of a hit after that dieback in an attempt to try and save things for his team. Knew that they could keep going and really hit Alliance where it hurts. Mid lane, Hyde, again, look who it is, caught on the front lines, it's Fada. Now, as soon as that Venge is gone, as you say, they've got to be careful, Alliance. There isn't that safe, there isn't that swap. There's 2 times in a row where Fada goes down, and Boom, they know that they're free to start looking to take what they want.
Now Beastmaster can have that free roar if Vengeful Spirit is dead. There's no save whatsoever.
Putting some pressure onto the mid tier 2. Fada will be back up in a few seconds, and Boom will respect this. They're pushing in mid, they're also getting the bottom lane shoved across. There's a
second Heaven's Halberd.
It's up and
oh man, this troll is gonna struggle.
Yeah, needs that BKB ASAP, but as you mentioned, even when that's there, there's still the opportunity for Boom to outplay Nico Baby if they get in early with the disarm. He needs that time, Nico Baby, and Boom, they're not going to give it to him. The pressure continues down bottom. They know that Alliance is not going to turn up to a fight until that troll has at least the BKB done. They'll take this tier 2 down on the bottom lane. They'll move back over to mid, and they'll start working towards a second tier 2 there as well.
They're slowly choking Alliance at the moment. Alliance could go for risky play, smoke into Roche, but they need to control the map. They need to have their lanes outpushed and then stall the game for another 2 minutes before that Prophet ulti comes online.
Torrent will clip onto Limp. They are going to look to commit. Silence comes out with the toss back though. 33, he's forced to sort of just drop the arena immediately. This isn't going to set up anything for Alliance. There's a bit of a panic play from 33 as he gets just tripped up by the Tiny. We've seen this a few times from Hyde. He's done an excellent job of sweeping around and always being able to toss a member out of position. Looks for the jump in mid, won't quite grab it. Fada goes for the swap. He was some sort of an attempt on an initiation, but he's caught in the torrent. Fada will die for this. Limp's popping the exorcism. They want to try and fight this. They're looking towards bringing down Makoto. He's taking a heavy amount of damage from this Siphon. The silence, it's on the 4 of them. They're chasing them down Alliance. What can they get this time? They'll get the Oracle. Dreamercell jumps out of Makoto. He's trying to turn and look to draw them away from the rest rest of his team. He draws his attention towards himself, goes for the raised TP, and with that split, a very smart split from DreamerCell, it means that all of Alliance, they went for him. He had that raised TP escape, and it allowed the rest of Boom to walk back to safety, so they only lose the Oracle there.
That was a fight without Kanka even using Ghost Ship, so you can see how tanky they are. They have 4 strength heroes, even though Spirit Siphon extremely effective against those strength cores. It's still not enough. At the moment, I'm gonna say, game is pretty even, but it looks like Boom. And if they can fall back, if Arena is misused, or especially that Prophet ulti, Boom is winning this one. And I like this. They're straight into Roche Pit. You have these long cooldowns on Dead Prophet ulti and Mars Arena. That's how you play against them.
Yeah, it's going to be scanned out by Alliance, but without that, those abilities all ready to go, this should be a free Roche for Boom. As this is going to push Mikoto as well very close to having his own BKB, so suddenly that hard silence from Limp that has caught them out a few times will not matter, as he'll be able to pop that BKB and turn around, dropping the boat to help out his teammates. Top lane Hanscam was trying to push things out, is able to turn and actually bring down Kezcute. A very nice little play, nearly gets out, but the toss is back up to interrupt the TP, so Hanscam will lose his life in return. They've also got the creeps moving in over on this top lane, and Boom, they won't be too upset that they've had their attention drawn up here, as there's still the tier 1 and tier 2 to take. So now we'll get ready to get that push straight back on with the Aegis on the side of Boom. Lifestealer, DreamerCell being the one to hold it.
Alliance needs to find Oracle, but problem is they have these 4 tanky heroes who will cause a lot of issues. They also have a Hawk, so they are controlling the map and the vision before the fight starts. Mars has a Blink Dagger at the moment, but even if he jumps in, there is no real follow-up. Even if he sees Oracle, no one can follow him in the fight to take him down.
The gold very even, but Alliance, you definitely feel it. They're the ones that the pressure is on. But the way that Boom's made those last few maneuvers, Alliance have been tripped up, mistakes have been made. Alliance have got to keep their cool, get that next item or 2 done on Nico Baby. And he's still sitting strong at the top. The farm very good on his troll as the Aster component completed. He's trying to get that S and Y done, so he feels like more of a presence on the front lines.
This is the build to go for. Status resistance against all these heroes who have a lot of stuns and disables. Also, the big one is going to be him hitting level 20. Extra 40 damage on Troll. That talent is just too good.
Over they come, hide. In with the jump, Nico Baby has to respond with a quick BKB. Turns in, he's trying to fight back. It's tiny, but the save's there. With the false promise, Hive will be able to walk out. Limp goes with the silence onto the sidelines, back towards mid. Mikoto caught out, but he's got the BKB. He's able to pop it, start walking away. Butter will swap him back into the action. DreamerCell's there to help him back up. A second swap onto Mikoto. The 3 of them, though, they're caught in position. The boat's going to come crashing down onto Limp. They'll toss back 33. Nobody's died yet on Boom. They're able to back away. Oracle will get caught in the river, so they find one. 33, able to get across, spin Mikoto back. He's got the lifesteal inside him, tries to get the torrent out, but he'll fall. Alliance, they'll get a second pick. Can they get more out of this? DreamerCell's pretty speedy. The rest of Boom are on the run back. Blink will be up in a couple of seconds from 33. Can he get this catch? He jumps in, won't find it. Lifestealer will be able to duke it out with a straight line and get back towards his base. But Alliance, they're finally able to sort of break into the ranks of Boom and get 2 kills without losing anything themselves.
Very nice swap from Farah twice. Even though it was only level 1 swap, they need to keep them inside of that DP ulti to deal the damage. And Kanka, once again, with the really late boat. In the previous fight, he did not even pop it. And this is the target to go for. Oracle, forced to use the ulti to keep his teammates alive, which means that he's going to put himself in a bad position. And the Alliance uses that info, sees Oracle straight into him. Enchanted Quiver, that's one of my favorite items. A lot of damage. I'm not sure if they have a good hero to carry that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's always it's nice if someone can carry it so you get that extra big magical nuke off, but I think a lot of the times there's just other items that people like to play with. We'll see, as now in the mid. I mean, DreamerCell's damage is going to be incredibly amped up as he picks up the Deso and the Orb. Doesn't matter if he gets swapped in like that, though. Straight away, they burst him the once. Take out the Aegis to see if they can do it again. Fada's still on the front lines, brought back by a short X. Will end his life. They take away that Aegis. Can they do anything after it? They do have to, as I say, just respect this lifestealer. Deso and Orbit Destruction, that adds up to a pretty scary -11 armor reduction.
If they did not kill him there, pretty sure Boom would just go for tier 3 tower. So Fada sacrifices his life. Nicely done. Alliance showing that they should be respected, even though they had two really bad fights. They're still in this game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Nico Baby is still this powerhouse that they can rely on. It's sort of what we've come to expect from Alliance's games. You know, the sort of the world on Nico Baby's shoulders, as he's the one they look to really be that strong scaling carry with this favoritism he has for this consistent Battle Fury heroes. He's going up the MKB next. It's quite a nice little item to find, the Mindbreaker. Well, this looks like who's going to hold that for now? Limp sends it back to base. I think it's Nico Baby favoring the burst heal and the 35 damage straight up for now on the Fairy Fire.
Hey, it's much better considering how much attack speed you get from your passive. But someone should carry that one. Well, Mars could be the one. At the moment, carrying Dragon Scale armor is nice against the lineup of Boom. But, having Mindbreaker, maybe cutting into backlines, finding that Oracle, even though Oracle picked up a Blink Dagger, so he can stay further away.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can make an argument for both. I think probably Dragon Scale is still going to be the favorite. As swap it, Alliance. Able to catch out Hyde on the front. Dreamer Cell is trying to kill off Fada, but he doesn't quite have the damage to do so. Turns over towards Nico Baby. He's raised up. They've got the Roar straight into the Torrent. It's not enough to kill the Troll. Troll will live. Arena's down, and now the Rage is ended. The 3-man silence as well. Lim lands it perfectly. This Lifestealer Dreamer Cell in so much trouble as he's surrounded, siphoned down. Alliance, they get the 3rd kill, and now looking towards Makoto. He puts the BKB, goes for the TP, nothing to cancel it through it. But Alliance, they're hitting back hard each and every time. And this Troll's certainly showing his power right now. Nico Baby's got so much farm, and he is proving to be quite the issue in these team fights.
That high ground ward giving them vision, which allows Fada to once again use that swap offensively. Sadly for Alliance, there is still no Roche. Otherwise, they would go into the Roche pit. You can see Oracle on the right side, who's kind of hesitating, and Lim finds him. He had the vision on him. Very nice Arena from 33.
Straight back in on mid. We're looking for more action here. It's 33 and Fada. They've moved in on the mid lane. Alliance, they're trying to go for quite a lot. They're pushing in mid. They're pushing up top. That does mean with a split up, 33 will die as well as Fada. So maybe not quite prepared for Boom to react as quickly as they did there, as they look to try and push in 2 lanes. And it means they lose 2 heroes for it.
They should only fight when the Dead Prophet ulti is up and when Arena is also ready. They have no burst damage on side of Boom. Like, even if they use Beastmaster's Roar, Avalanche Toss, Tiny from combo, Dead Prophet can survive through this. And I love the build. Now with the Aghanim Scepter, there's going to be a lot of ghosts. Yep. Also going for that item. What's it called? I always forget the name of that
Eon
item.
Disc.
Eon Disc, yeah.
Eon Disc. Yeah, with that Limp's going to be an incredibly tricky target to go on. Anytime they attempt to commit on him, he's going to be more than fine with both that Eon and Yules to rely on once he's got it complete. We do see Makoto. Yeah, he's trying to get a bit more control on his lineup. Not the sort of the standard item you see this early on a Kunkka, but the Nullifier.
That's an interesting one. It's good against Troll if you can pop it before he can get the BKB off.
Yeah.
It's great against Dead Prophet and the Yule Scepter. Also, maybe he's preparing. He knows that Dead Prophet will go for that Eon Disc, so you can dispel it.
Yeah, we could see some pretty nice plays from Makoto with that in mind, if he gets that done in time. And he's got the money for the Relic, so closing in on it. And we'll see if he does commit. I do kind of wonder if maybe, you always got to hope. Are we in Rapier territory yet for the guy?
No, not yet. Even though Rapier is the item to go for these days, it got a huge buff, 3 strike plus some extra damage.
It's probably
still
just
situational.
We'll see. If he's got the options, right? He's got the relics, so he can go. I mean, obviously Radiance is also an item that's that you'd be used to seeing on a Kunkka. Obviously a little earlier than this point. This is a little later on in the game to consider it. But we'll see what Makoto wants to finish up with that relic. Dreamer Cell, how's his progression going? Looking for the AC, Hyperstone done. Trying to amp up that armor reduction to the next level. Still at 31 minutes. It's quite an interesting game because you really do have the power mainly being on the Troll over on Alliance itself, Nico Baby, but over on Boom, it's split much more evenly between Dreamer Cell and Mikoto. And this is resulting in a game that the net worth difference, it's not really there. It's bang even at the moment.
And Troll will finish that second status resistant item, Satanic. This is gonna be so hard to kill. Once again, they have no burst damage. He's sitting on 3000 HP Troll.
Oh, there we go.
BKB can be hold for quite some time.
Both teams smoking up as well around this area, looking to try and fight around the Roche pit. Who's going to be the one to find the jump first? Both mids had their smokes dispelled as both Limp and Mikoto step forward. 33 tries for the arena, but the quick blink from Hyde means the arena will catch nobody whatsoever.
They still have 40 seconds until Roche spawns, which means arena will be up again.
So if they still want to try and poke at this as both team smokes do come to an end. See the jump in, Boom, they're looking for the backlines. Dreamer Cell tries to go towards Fado, he's able to force back the torrent, they got, but they're killed off Limp. They're taking out the DP, they're looking to bring 33 down as well. Turn with the spear onto Mikoto, but Dreamer Cell's still able to finish off the kill. It's a double kill for him. Fado's trying to run, but there's no escape for the Venge as Boom, they'll take 3 of them just like that. They're able to get in, get to the back lines, and Nico Baby's got to pop this BKB and TP out to escape. But almost surprising this how quickly they were actually able to bring down this Death Prophet. I thought Limp would be able to live for longer than that, but he just got shredded.
2.5k HP. He has 20 armor, but they locked him down perfectly. Also, Venge, this is the target. Like, you don't have to care about the Troll. There's no way if you're approaching as 5, the Troll is gonna die. So just keep that swap for Death Prophet if she gets initiated on. This is gonna be a freebie.
Yep. Free Aegis, free cheese for Boom. There's not anything that Alliance have to get it anytime soon. As Boom, again, just with these plays that we've seen from a few times from them this game. Very good at seizing an opportunity to take a very solid team fight.
Very close game, Owen.
Yeah. It's just sort of a team fight within it. Sure, it's a 4K lead now for Boom, but a solid team fight for Alliance could definitely swing it around. And despite the fact that Boom have the Aegis and the cheese, Alliance, they still want to make a go. They know that they can do it with all their ultimates. They can take a fight. It's not going to be easy, though, through these sort of 2 extra lives, effectively. As Fada takes down the Hawk, we'll see how Boom respond. They will respond themselves with their own smoke. They know that Alliance wants to fight Boom. They're happy to take it. They jump in, they catch the Venge. Suddenly Fada is not going to be available to save anybody else. The rest of Alliance, they have to run. 33 uses a butt spear to try and push them back, but in they go with the Roar. They're caught 33. The Torrent follows up there. They'll force him down. Nico Baby stepping in a little too close to them. They've got to be careful. Boom, they want to fight this. Alliance, they'll lose 33. Without
Boom
Fada,
is still chasing.
Yeah, there just isn't the save, and Boom knows it. They keep on going, and Mikoto, a perfect torrent across the tree line. The buybacks have to come out, but with a nullifier blade Limp, he's just straight up dead. They cannot get in time to save him. Limp's gone for 70 seconds, and Boom, they're ready to start racing towards the high ground. The arena will hold them back, but no, it won't. Hyde, he's able to blink in, toss back 33. And 33 still able to walk away and get his own blink off.
They can keep chasing. X-Mark is ready.
They're so aggressive right here. And it's working perfectly. 8K lead now. Again, another situation where Alliance are being shaken up to the point they're coming out with these buybacks, but they're still not able to turn the fights around.
A couple of seconds late with those buybacks, Vengeful Spirit was hesitating. Whether do I go
His BKB is on cooldown for 35 seconds. Nico Baby's got to be careful. He cannot allow himself to be caught out here. Fada will. This is another death on the Venge. So again, a whole situation where Fada is not going to be able to swap anyone out to safety, because he's watching from the grave, dead for a minute.
They definitely need Venge to be alive so they can be in the front lines with these heroes. And this Nullifier doing God's work against that. Yule Scepter can't pop any items. And these two having halberds as well. Troll doesn't have a BKB. He gets close, instantly disarmed.
And now they're knocking on the racks here. Hyde gets the toss back onto Nico Baby. Nico Baby's got the BKB ready to pop. He may be forced to do it. The Torrent catches him out. Dreamer Cell backing away. They got what they came for. The melee racks are taken. Stolen Torrent will clip onto Dreamer Cell, but there's no further chase from Alliance as Boom now 10k ahead and a melee racks up against Alliance.
Still 2 minutes left on that Aegis, plus Kanka holding the cheese. AC finished. which means that the DP ulti is not gonna be that effective. Do we have any big items? I saw Troll queuing up Divine Rapier, yes?
All right. I mean, it's not sort of Nico Baby on his Medusa, but he still recognizes Rapier. It's probably going to be the only out to have a chance to swing in this game round. It's falling into a pretty dire position for Alliance. Toss it again high. He's straightforward, tries to look for the toss back, won't actually get it.
Stealer.
See what they can find as he does get speared in pretty deep. This will be a bit of a whiff on the initiation there from Hyde. That does cost him his life, as he'll be left behind the rest of the team.
I'll get the courier before he dies.
All right, he'll say that was the intention all along. You know? That's what he was going for.
Lifestealer used ulti inside of Tiny, then popped out and Tiny tossed him back.
That's not sort of the combo you're looking for, you know?
Depends if you're making a fail compilation video, then this is the exactly one that you want to see. Kunkka, full Aghanim Scepter.
All right. Ready to bring that water park action. Suddenly now you get on a target with the nullifier and sort of a stray torrent on the backlines from the Torrent Storm. If it clips something like Fada, suddenly he's not able to get the swap on. He's just up in the air, and every single time we've seen Boom just make a beeline straight for that Vengeful Spirit anytime he shows himself, and making it very hard for Fada to play his game. There's been very few times where Fada's really been able to get the swaps off to keep his carries safe on the front.
Nico Baby getting closer to that Divine Rapier, only needs gold for Demon Edge. This is what we want to see. You've been saying Divine Rapier over the past 2 days, Owen, multiple times.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this if he gets that. I mean, he should. He's on track to getting it before... I don't think Boom's going to be able to end the game before he has it. The game isn't sort of in that bad of a position. Alliance can still swing this one around. It's not going to be easy, though. A Rapier could just be that missing ingredient they need to stand a chance in these fights to be able to quickly get the kills they need.
It's not just the damage, it's also the true strike against these Heaven Halberds.
I think this is obviously the 25. I mean, I guess this game, does he go for the Battle Trance Strong Dispels, right?
I think he's fine with the Whirling Axis cooldown.
Yeah?
Once they BKBs are down.
Yeah, I mean, the cooldown obviously always pretty favorable. I just, sometimes he's getting caught out by these initiations and such, but we'll see what route he wants to play. Eon Disc still being looked for by Limp, obviously off the back of those last few fights. He just hasn't really had the chance to finish it up.
Still saving a point, and he went for Battle Trance Dispels. It's all in. Come on, farm that Rapier, getting
so
closer
close.
and closer.
1,000 gold away. He's got to get it before Boom start knocking on the doors again. Boom are bringing in the top lane and that middle lane.
He's deeping back. Needs to send the courier to the enemy secret shop.
Yeah,
otherwise he's just not going to get it.
No, he's not getting it from his own, that's for sure. With Boom just constantly hovering around this area of the map. Yeah, they really don't want to get caught in any action before he spent that money. Otherwise, I say that they're smoking up. I think they're going to try and smoke and walk towards Roche. Walk towards the shop. They want to just go out there. They don't want to get the courier to do the job. Nico Baby wants to pick it up himself. As he'll head over, it's obviously going to look to just sell the wand, and that should be enough money. Yeah, it is. There we go. It's picked up. They've got the Rapier. Quick initiation from Hanskin. The green has dropped down. They found the Kunkka, and he's about to be woken up by the damage of this Rapier, but the Roar is out. Nico Baby stunned in position. It's Tassans as well. They'll still move forward to try and chase onto the Kunkka, but with the BKB and the Torrent Storm just holding them back, they cannot stay on top of Mikoto. They'll turn towards FBZ instead. They'll get the Beastmaster, but Mikoto will live. And Boom, they'll now be aware of what has been picked up. The Rapier is in play, and things are really about to heat up for both of these squads now. It's 40 minutes in, 25 to 15. Sure, Boom, 10k up in the melee racks as well. But this game, it's just about to get exciting.
It just got exciting.
It did.
What's his damage? 700 damage with 44% status resistance. Like, they're ready to go.
They've got to control this troll. If he gets out of hand in the fights, he's just going to be killing them all during the ultimate. They have to focus all their attention onto him, make sure that Fada's not going to be able to save him. As Alliance, they're pushing down this mid lane with the Rapier. They take the tier 2. Heading towards this high ground. Still 35 seconds without FBZ. He may have to buy back. See how much they can slow down this push from Alliance without the Beastmaster.
Alliance is all in with the items. Divine Rapier, Eon Disc, no buybacks on their cores. Venge also bought Helm of the Dominator. She says, screw you, Ice Frog. My Vengeful Spirit Aura might be changed, but I'm still gonna give damage to my team.
Has been killed.
Of course, the big spawn as well for Alliance will be that Roche. 2 minutes until he's up. That would be the dream for Alliance if they're able to hold this off and keep control around the pit before that's there.
Nice positioning from Alliance.
Nico Baby watching from the high ground. Jump in, Hansken. He's got the opening onto Mikoto. Lotus will be offered out defensively as Mikoto is able to back away, disarm control for now. Swap here as Farder tries to get away the silence from Limp with the wraparound, catches out the two of them. Spear into the wall. They'll look to swap back Mikoto, but Mikoto's actually still able to walk away with the Torrent Storm out. Alliance cannot quite chase him. Nico Baby commits with the BKB, will find the Tiny, and now he turns over towards Dreamer Cell. The arena's down. Dreamer Cell's rage is on cooldown. He'll pop the cheese with the spear into the wall. He's trapped and he gets destroyed by the damage output from this troll. Nico Baby with the rapier killing off the carry, and now turning for more. They're outnumbered. Boom, they have to run.
No way
he tries to hide,
here.
but the spear comes out from 33. Mikoto is dead as well. Alliance, they are doing it here. The rapier troll, Nico Baby, determined to end this game in a win.
Everyone besides Tiny got buyback. It's just too much damage on these racks as they came what they wanted. A couple of buybacks if they want to reset that Prophet ulti will be ready in a minute and a half. Also bottom lane, there's a lot of pressure from FBZ.
Yeah, Alliance have got to make some decisions here. The split push is certainly doing the damage and will finish off this tier 3 by the looks of it. No, but the Stolen Torrent, Hansken's going to be able to stop it and at least keep that tower alive. But suddenly this game, it swung back round to bang even on the net worth. All important this Roshan. If Boom aren't able to stop Alliance from getting this, I don't know if they're going to be able to deal with this troll having 2 lives. Nico Baby, with this rapier, it's working out perfectly.
It's do or die for Boom at the moment. They use the buybacks. They know if Roshan goes to Alliance's hand, you give this Aegis to Troll, there is no way you're killing him twice.
Absolutely not. They've got to stop him. They're coming over. They know this, Boom. They're looking for the fight. In a good position here on Alliance's high ground, but Hansken jumps forward. They'll quickly take out the Rubicon. Maybe not. No, he gets X back. Makoto's there ready to finish him off. Farder looking for the swap, trying to get Makoto into the hands of Nico Baby. Pots the BKB, but the damage from this troll is far too much. Nico Baby's trying to run. He gets the kill. Makoto cannot escape. And now they can go over towards Dreamer Cells to die back from Makoto. Dead for 2 minutes. They try and false promise the lifestealer to keep him alive. Hyde jumps in with the Avalanche toss to try and help out. He does manage to get Nico Baby onto the cliff here. Hyde, with that play, he tosses away the troll. Nico Baby's TPing back down, but the rest of his team, they're actually starting to die. Lifestealer, he's able to get Farder, turns over towards 33, the Raw's there as well. They're trying to move Nico Baby back over. He's coming over, and that now, Boom, they realize they're going to back away.
And they don't have enough damage. Also, then 33 is having his front kicked. He does not care that much.
He's just
Here
chasing
comes Nico Baby.
Goes to pop, Dreamer Cell. He's attempting to run. He will have Rage back up in a second, but still those ghost slows for the Aghanims through the Magic Immunity will kill him off, and they're going to call it. GG is there. They'll tap out, and Alliance, they swing this game back around with the Rapier Troll, and will get the victory here in Game 1.
Once again, Nico Baby with the Divine Rapier purchase, saving the game for Alliance. He had an amazing start, free farm, got that Battle Fury into BKB. Couple of unnecessary deaths from Alliance. Both supports dying a couple of times. Fata had amazing positioning in the mid game. Early game was not that great, but had some really nice swaps. Once he figured it out where he needs to stand, those swaps were on point, and the status resistance build from Troll, like they don't have enough burst to actually bring him down. Same goes for DP. She got caught that once, very nicely done by Boom, but after that, Alliance was just like, let's get our shit together. We can still win this one.
Yeah, sort of just a very exciting and entertaining game, really, across the board. And Boom, sure, they lose this first game at the series, but by no means did they play badly, right? There was a lot of sort of shining lights in terms of performance from them with those plays in the mid-game.
For sure. For a moment, I thought that they have this game in the bag. That swap on Leicester when they were trying to push with the Aegis, that was a big one. They still had a minute and 20 seconds left on that Aegis, and they would continue. They were ready to go to having halberds. They had the Deso to cut down those barracks quickly, but it did not work out.
Oh, well, another game for Alliance, another Rapier win for them as Nico Baby's able to push them through this first game of the series. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head to a short break, and then we'll be back for more here at the StarLadder ImbaTV Minor.
Alliance take the first game in this best of 3 lower bracket series against Boom here for the StarLadder ImbaTV minor. It wasn't the smoothest first game though. I'm here to break it down together with Tsunami and Winter. Guys, we said before the game started that it was all about taking the right fights, and I actually thought that Boom had a good grip of doing just that, right?
They were exploiting the cooldown disadvantages that Alliance were susceptible to. The Arena from 33's Mars, the Exorcism from Limp's Death Prophet, and there were definitely some moments where he was like, okay, you know, this is pretty confident, they're doing what needs to be done. And then enter Nico Baby with the Rapier, and all of a sudden the equation changes. There is no cooldown on right clicks, you are just limited by your attack speed.
But if you look at the game closely, you could see a lot of moments that they are actually, you know, that their mindset is gone, it's off. There were a couple of like weird moments. The first one was like at the top lane. I think it was like between 10 to 20 minutes. There was this point in the game where the two supports, they were pushing out the top lane together and they both died. I'm not sure if you remember the moment they got ganked together. Oracle got a 2-man root and they killed both of the supports, just pushing out waves for some reason.
Oh yeah, Tiny tossed him into the other,
That was like a very weird moment because both the supports were standing in the lane. They were like just not thinking straight. And then after that, there was one point where Nico Baby was getting chased down and he couldn't. They didn't swap him in time. For some reason, he didn't want to swap him, and it was already too late. And Nico Baby died anyway after that. It was just like they were like tilted. They were not playing at their normal level.
They were not. It was a sloppy game.
Yeah, very very sloppy game for Alliance standards, and they were just kind of waiting for Nico to carry them.
Yeah,
the 22nd pick. I think this is the
clip with the two supports.
Yeah, the two supports were just randomly pushing out the wave here, and they both just died. Like, what's going on?
Why are they here?
They're making space for Nico Baby. Isn't that the name of the game?
Then they could have done it with one player. Why two?
That's true.
Oh, this is confusing. Boom is the one with the green.
Yeah, this is the one I think they chased. Was it the one that chased the troll?
Oh, because we're seeing it from Boom's
we're seeing their perspective.
Yeah, this is the one. They already lost heroes early, and they still lingered around. They didn't run right away. And your troll was like, look at the troll. He was still trying to fight. He was still trying to fight here, and he died after that.
And then there were 2 big fights where Boom was able to just kill off Limp before he could even do anything. And that just, I thought that put them in a very favorable position.
Yeah, but still at the end of the game, end of the day, they had some lead, like it was around 7,000. But the strongest hero in the game is still the troll.
Yeah.
Therefore, Radiant having the troll, they are not really too worried. It's like they have this security in, as long as we drag the game, Nico is getting his items and eventually get the Rapier, and he's going to get to do his show.
But I don't think he was the strongest hero. Like, he wasn't even close to being the strongest hero before the Rapier. And the Rapier was a huge risk. So it's kind of like if you have this risky advantage on Nico Baby, it's not as reliable as like a Medusa Rapier.
But I don't think it's as risky when they have a Venge to back him up though. If they don't have a save, yes, I agree. It's a risky proposition. But because they have a save, then it becomes reasonable to hold the Rapier and deal out damage.
So do you think the plan was to get Rapier, like no matter what, if the game got this late?
I think with how the game is going right now, I know I've been harping a lot about you want to have the 22nd pick, the last pick, you pick the strongest hero. But on top of things, the other thing that is important is the save. You remember earlier we saw Aster play, and they had saves.
It was the Shaman Oracle.
Yeah, the Shaman Oracle, and the one game, I think it was the Venge. So those games highlighted how important it is when you have this, playing around this super strong carry hero, and you have a save. Because when you have a save, your carry is very, he feels very mobile and he doesn't worry about too much and he just runs in and tries to fight.
Boom had saves, they had Kanka and they had Oracle. Yeah. Lifestealer is also a very, very strong
But they didn't have the strongest hero in the game. Okay. That was the difference here.
The main difference was the last pick. For Nico Baby, we said a lot that we wanted to see him get the overall last pick. He got it. I'm happy for them that they ended up winning with that strategy, but I can't help but being a little frustrated with the way they won.
Yes, they are not happy at all winning the game. This is the kind of game where you win, you feel a sigh of relief, and you feel like that there is a lot of issues we need to deal with. You know, it's more about the mental issues, like how their approaches in the game, like how they are thinking of the game and how they are communicating and understanding what is the problem and how to solve it. You know, it's more about the outside of the game issues rather than the game itself. You know.
Yes.
They have some time right now to figure things out. drink a
But
cup
this
of
is such
coffee.
a short amount of time, and like that's a thing that you have in a tournament. You know, you have to be able to adjust in between games, mid-series, and no difference here. At least
Empty your mind.
empty your mind.
Be
Sure,
like
be all
water.
zen, meditate.